lots of low players, but they'll move into spawn in time. Snappy won't. I did feel like that was about to happen. Pretty annoying at the best of times. So Rifle lost in the source, but Ence coming in with another round, and G2 still have to eco around the scouts, so should be that 3-0 that we expect. G2, they need a chill, they need a break. Tech problems.
Don't we all? Man, I like how we've just, you know, got to see G2's entire adventure through this group, right? Hugo, like we were blessed with having their games every day. And it's always good fun getting to watch G2. Always very enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think now, especially with the changes that have taken place, it's a very interesting team to keep up with.
Yeah, just the fashion that they like beat Vitality yesterday was really cool. It's the longest time in a while we've had that matchup, and one that I think a lot of people expected Vitality as favourites, right? As, you know, they got torn apart on Vertigo. That's a go-to map for Vitality. So yeah, impressive stuff. Ence's work cut out for them, sure, but they're off to a really good start. They've got the momentum, they've got the guns, and they're heading towards B early. So right now, things are feeling good for the Ence side. Can they keep it that way? G2 have already read into things. They've moved a lot of players towards this B side. Ence are far from committed, but taking their time to clear these halls and waiting for aggressing CTs, much as they did in that pistol round. Another rotate, 5 CTs in the site. Ence are still defaulting. This could end up anywhere. That bomb's in main, and they're going to drop into the pop dog. Flash is lined up for D-Her. And here come Ence into the empty A side.
Yeah, this is just free. You're not worried at all if you're Ence. I mean, well, you know, I say that they don't know it's free, but we know it's free. We're not worried for Ence yet. There is like this triple pop flank that's now divulging into a main play, and maybe that gets you worried in the long. I mean, really, nothing gets you worried here, Hugo.
You're giving off mixed signals.
I am giving off some mixed signals.
Are we worried?
Are we worried? I don't know.
Let's find out if we should
think I'm a little... No, okay, I'm not worried. I've made up my mind, and actually everything is going to be fine, because D-Her is here, and now I am a little... Actually, Hugo, upon reflection, I am still not that worried. They are just saving.
Well, I'm glad we went on that journey with you, Harry, through the ups, through the downs, and now to the save. Next, nothing to lose, everything to gain, but M4 v USP, not really a fair fight. He's looking for guns, scavenging anything he can. And at this point, he doesn't want to give them numbers, give them stats. No more HLTV rating for you guys, as Ence take a 3-0 lead. G2, they got the money, and the AWPs coming in very early. Sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, some say that, right?
I wonder if we see Orgs in this game, right? Obviously, Nico's using the Krieg as more of a tap gun. Org can do that at close range, but not on this map, like a lot of at long angles. We see players like Karrigan use that Org a lot. And Nico, certainly someone to keep an eye on, but right now the Org will do everything he needs, taking Alu out of the fight immediately with his own AWP.
Yeah, big scalp to find. And Nico repositioned and in for another main peak. Interested in what Ence are doing in this portion of the map. Amanak, in the meantime, said his name a little bit weirdly there.
Mr. Knack.
Mr. Knack, of course. And Mr. Nico, it's not gone well for him. We lost Mr. Knack.
Through the smoke.
Jax?
He knows.
Oh no!
What?
But D-Her still beats him in the head-to-head. This isn't going how it's meant to at all. D-Her still creeping into this A bomb site, and even though Nexa gets that trade, the only chance he's got is if Doto gives up his position and gives over the 1v1, which, lo and behold, is what has happened. Oh dear. Snappy with the orb down into the B site. It was a 2v1. Now it's a 1v1. Well, I mean, it was a 3v1 at one point in time, right?
Yeah, you can't blame D-Her though. He got
no, D-Her's totally fine, right? He's exempt from being bought into this.
This was a 2-on-1.
This was Doto and Snappy divided between A and B. Luckily enough, Nexa was all the way over at the A site, so this is going to waste a lot of time. This has kind of improved Snappy's odds a little bit here.
got a molly as well. Next doesn't have a smoke. He does have a Molotov of his own, could throw that in the halls, but there's very little you can do when there's a molly on the bomb. And already, as we've noted, time has disappeared as Nexa has to go on this long rotation. And at this point, what can you even do? Drop the molly late and try and stick the bomb? Sure, but he can come down the ramp or even just run through the fire and flames. Oh, the nade is good, but the time is not. That nade slowed down Snappy on the repeak, but he knew he had to go for it. Nice try for Nexa, just not enough time, right? Even after he kills Doto in that B bomb site, the call is made. Oh, B's clear, bring the bomb B. Snappy is, and then Doto dies, and Snappy goes, I fancy my odds, I'll give it a go. I'll run down the ramp, and at that point, Nexa is a long way away. Just moving around the map, and yeah, rubbing the hands, feeling good. We saw Snappy getting real hyped just the other day, and so it's actually kind of cool to see him back in this team, right? Like I say back, but in this team, you know, away from the Danes into a European mix, lot of experience. And I like this like mix of, you know, not even just old and new, but like more
new and old.
Yeah, new and old. That's a better way of doing it for sure. Right, we got the old guard of Alu, we got Snappy here. Also got some newer guys to this level, like Sphinx, like Doto. So let's see, because right now 4-0 up against G2, everything to be happy about. The late flash out ramp, they need to check the spools. Doto does, but Hunter's going to pick him up. Sphinx and Snappy both getting entries into this B bomb site, and this is only an eco for G2, but it's falling apart.
Yeah, it's nice and dominant. That's exactly what you wanted if you're Ence, right? You want to keep G2 on this back foot for as long as you can. Keep them vulnerable. Keep building up your money. And that's the key to a good first half here. Nico just looking for damage at this point in time. Sphinx not going to give any away. And he's cemented the round with 3. He's looking really impressive as Sphinx. Real good. 5-0 for Ence, another buy coming in for G2. This is where we want to get a bit more mileage out of this double orb, right? We've had moments of brilliance from Nico, but Amanek struggling early on. We're only 5 rounds in, though, so he does get a pass for now. Gotta say, big fan that Diha's in this squad. Yeah. We've done some pugging with Diha.
Against his will.
Against his will, but occasionally with his will.
Yeah. Teammates and enemies in the realms of ESCA. Turns out you really can play with the pros, that being Harry. Pretty good. Amanek orb smoked off. He is on this lurk again. He got 3 from Ivy last time around. No way he should be getting that much done this time. That's a good nade for Nico. How much? Oh, painted in red. Blood on the wall. And flashes into the B site. They're not waiting around.
In they go, yeah. Very aggressive down through the ramp. Next has gone right away. So suddenly this becomes Nico's problem to contain these players spilling over into the B bomb site. But he can't do it. He's just going to set up and wait to play retake with the rest of his team. Going aggressive is Sphinx again, but this time Nico's ready for it. Ready is one thing though. Deleted through the ramp, and it might just be the save straight up now. 2 on 4, they're getting out of there.
They even killed the Ivy Luck. There was no question about it, right? Like, Amanek's waiting. He's trying to shuffle his teammate in 8K, but gets rid of Diha almost instantly, and Ence just explode into the B bomb site, not deterred by that big grenade that Nico threw. And Ence just running wild right now. Doto even stalls his upper peak too, which is really nice. Catching, I think it was Nexa up on the top. Not just rushing out, knowing he's alone in his position. Right now, it is Sphinx v. the world. 12 and 2, next best teammate on 4. Not even close. So let's see if this young gun can keep things up, because Ence, he had to drop around, and G2 now having to call the first tactical timeout to figure things out. They've not got the money to rebuy, really. They wanted to drop over 2 M4s. Would limit them, but see what they do. Deagle out for Nexa already, so it should just be this half buy round, the weapons saved, giving you at least that full investment in round number 8. But that's a dominant scoreline to be up against, right? 7-0 down potentially before you have your next rifle round. Ence have won their T side already. Anything else is just bonus rounds, and Ence, they're looking for every bonus they can find. Never want to take your eyes off the road, taking on a team like G2. And that's got to feel good for Ence, for Natu as well, right? Like, I know we're early days, I don't want to jinx it, but, you know, going from the trials and tribulations of previous Ence rosters into this ragtag bag of individual talent. And right now, running wild out into the A site, the two guns doing everything they need. Hunter's got a Nova for crying out loud. Amanek through the smoke, dead to Alu, who now goes on top of the train, his home ground. The nade can finish the job. Nico's low, dodges it, but Jax doesn't, down to half.
Yeah, Nexus got a long main flank coming in. The longer these players inside of the site are able to deny this bomb any progress, the better. The more valuable this flank becomes. G2 know that it's an A play. They know they've got them trapped out in the yard, but Alu is still taking names.
Oh,
Snappy holding on for the wrap round, and there he is getting rewarded for it. Next are now gone. A lot of the pressure removed for Ence. And this decision to slow it right down in the 3-on, well, you know, what was like a 3-on-4, it's proved pivotal. And Alu still just reclaiming players left and right. Ence now overflowing into A, and Hunter wrapping all the way through B with his Nova. Looking like a 7th on the board for Ence, unless Hunter's got a 1v3 in him with a Nova.
Yeah.
But, you know, while it would be cool, and we'd all love it, as much as we hate it, it would be unreal.
I don't know if you saw that.
It's not going to happen.
I don't know if you saw that video of the Nova. Due to how the bullet spread of the shotguns are in this game, if you aim to the right of the head, you can get a Nova headshot at some serious range 100% of the time. If you aim at the same place, very difficult and very hard to not aim where you, in theory, should be, right? But let's see if Hunter's prepared. Yeah, you just don't have time to react. Snappy takes him down with a second kill on the flank. And yeah, it's not like Hunter wanted to flank with a shotgun there. He was hoping they would come B after killing Nexa on the big wrap, but Ence just hold on. Alu, 2 of his 3 kills are just from re-peeking the same angle. Look, no, it's not the same replay twice. Those are 2 different opponents. He just hangs out at Old Hell and gets fed. Gotta feel good if you're Ence. Full belly and full money. 7-0 G2 with this gun round. Gotta make it worth its weight.
Oh,
no.
That should have been a kill, Nico.
Put it on the counter, Harry.
Yeah.
Yanko's interested. Yanko wants to know. He's not alone.
That's, Amanek getting mopped up as a result. Snappy causing chaos on his deep sandwich position.
I'm sliding balls over on my abacus as we speak.
Oh, no. Jax will at least get the trade, but it's still a huge 2-for-1 for Snappy. He's done his work. Nico repositioning back to Ivy again, and they don't account for him. Nico takes it back under control.
Do I slide them back now?
Yeah, that undoes the misses. Nico with a big double, and he's caused some trouble to Ence. Doto out through upper into B, gives the call that this site is clear, and has now been given a timing to get very aggressive, a lot deeper than G2 are going to be ready for. On plant coming in, rotation's now beginning, but with Doto pushed up close, he can have Connector on lockdown. Only man you got to worry about is Nico with freedom to take this fight onto Alu at upper.
Oh, Doto's even looking into the light. You have that Mirage mid-window. He can see if anyone comes through the smoke, if the light is blocked. Big brain and great aim. He's going to find Nico with the AWP after 2. Spots another. Double P dropping in. Nexa gets the kill, and he's traded by Alu with no molly for the bomb. It's not a worry, but it's an open plant. Jax needs to get on it soon, and Alu might not give him the room. Peeking in from upper. Jax is on the stick, and Alu does not care. 8-0 for Ence. Too easy, man. They should make that their catchphrase, Harry.
Yeah, too easy for Ence.
Maybe take out the 2. But I think it could work.
That's the thing about this Finnish esports organization from Finland, Ence. Everything seems so easy for them.
Yeah, I don't get it. How does it work? My oh my, this is what train can feel like in your pugs, man. Like T-side, you can't get out main without getting
believe
double
me,
naded.
I've played versus D here on trade, and this is actually a lot like what it feels like.
I dropped into pop and got M249. I remember that.
D is a little rat, and everyone knows it.
Leave the poor guy alone. Yeah, he started off with that big 3K in the first gun round. Now he's been pretty quiet since, but not needed to step up, right? Supporting cast around him. Alu on the AWP, Sphinx as well. Everyone's had their moments. G2 haven't, though. a moment of silence, perhaps. But after their quick tack break, they're back in with a buy round, a half buy round. Excuse me, Deegs and Scouts. I like this nade that we've been seeing, the different variations of it to catch an aggressive ramp player. G2 set a precedent by doing that in the pistol, but haven't done it since in any precarious position. Ence is still wary of it though. Double IV setup for the T side. No one watching it for G2, right? Taking risks, gambling on an eco like this with 3 and B. Ence have gone for a lot of inner hits. It's not a bad call. But it does rely on Ence just kind of gung-ho, hopping into the B bomb site without clearing anything out. And so far they've been pretty meticulous about checking it around the map. Giving some show on Ivy. Dropping mollies in pop. And this default is as slow as they come. This is one that G2 do not want to be up against. That's a dirty smoke. Where is that going for Diha? Back over the green train into this A site. Usually seen that thrown from pop, but those open skyboxes give you a lot more room to work. And Diha, spray to the second, almost finishes the job.
Yeah, much slower round this time from Ence, right? Instead, just working this Ivy control, but it's worked out well for them. G2 all posted up towards Old Bomb and CT. Very rough spot to be in. They're hoping that this scout on Hunter can do some damage from a range. Even then, D has come in with the wraparound. Will get cancelled out thanks to the Deeg and scout combo. With the bomb planted, a 3-on-3, Alu holding with this AWP, and no more peeks getting given to G2. This is going to be a pretty rough retake to even attempt. Half the time ticked off this bomb. If they are going to go for it, they've got to go now. And in they come. Out through Ivy, out through Khan. Nobody on that bomb yet. And time is the real enemy of G2 here. They're playing for kills. They get a couple. They bring it down just to Alu. But it's still an Ence round at the end of the day.
Even he knows it. Doesn't even have to check the bomb. No chance with that eco that you have a kit. Would have been nice sometimes to see kits on ecos, right? Like just a little bit more than we do already, but a lot of the time you are just being realistic. More often than not, you're just going to get steamrolled. And right now, G2, they're getting steamrolled. 9-0. When will this stop? I won't say the dreaded words because I'm not going to curse this game. But maybe you will.
Legend has it, Hugo, that even mentioning the words, the situation, it is the curse in and of itself. So now that Hugo is kind of hinted towards what we dare not call it.
You're doing it and you're blaming it on me.
Now that he's done that, let's see if G2 immediately win a round.
No, what? This slander is unacceptable and I will not have it. Not in my courtroom. I know. Nothing could possibly go wrong for Ence.
It's another one of these slow rounds, right? We saw a lot of fast A plays early on, but in these last few, they've been a lot more patient with it. This time, maybe looking at a B play. They've got Diha making some noise out the front of main, and Hunter's scope is blocking his vision onto the ladder. Eco opens up with a kill to Doto, and so that bomb's coming back out towards A. Diha needs to get something from this top train position. Flashed off, has to drop down. There he is, capitalizing, dropping onto Jax. Hunter trying to peek over the top of this smoke, and now they know he's there. Couple of tags flying off. Diha very, very deep in towards the bomb train. They don't know that he's this deep in, and Diha trying to deliver, but it's left to Snappy. A 1 versus 3, turned 1v2, and Nico's gonna nail the shot.
Wow, Harry.
Who knew? G2 coming in with their first round right there.
What have you done, Harry? I'll never let you forget it.
I told you, man, even insinuating that it's going to happen means it will not happen immediately.
Buy the ticket, take the ride, Harry. And these trains going nowhere fast. Although, finally pulling into the station are G2, finding their first. It was about time. Look, We want a competitive game, Harry. That's what we're here for. But Doto, well, he chooses death. Fast out main into the flashes. Jax looking to do more. He's stuck here on an island, but he's getting it done. Smoke on the pop. He doesn't need to worry about it. It's just those main fights that he's picking off. Player after player. How does he miss that one? Thought he finished the job. Alu comes in with a kill, but it's still a great hold for Jax. He does so much damage. Diha dinked early, coming out of main. And now trying to fight against Nico, who's fast on the orb. Hunter, knife kill. Goodbye. And G2, they're starting to feel it now. They're warming in. All right. They've broken the money, Harry. You're definitely buying here if you're Ence. You've still got the feeling of success on the tip of your tongue, but G2 now finally in the best place they've been all map.
Oh, Nico's one man's out. Jax has been dispatched to try and deal with him. Out through Ivy, calm a bunch of players, and Amanek and Jax get it under control. The Ivy play denied, and just kills all coming up blue on the scoreboard. G2 trying to roll over this fast A play, and they've done a good job. It's just Alu left, while he is getting kills to make it close. Amanek at the back lines is going to rail that shot past him. And so G2 are up onto a third. Now finally all that money is gone. It is just an eco for Ence. So from 9-0, G2 are trying to blaze a trail back into this game. And, you know, if they manage 6, you can recover that. I think. I don't think you'd be, you know, not thrilled with it exactly. I think this is already a very good T-side for Ence. But hell, man, considering we were on track to a 16-0 at one point, you'll take that kind of recovery.
Now the curse has been lifted, you can finally say the dreaded words, but yeah, we're no longer in our crosshairs. Exer is going to call this B step early, player making noise. Only one though, so we won't see a full rotate. The rest were walking, ducking below what has been occasional spam by G2 in the box halls. And more nades, but very little damage this time around. Hunter's got a lineup for the window. See Team 1 do that an awful lot. They are a team definitely excited to check out in Group C, but for now, Ence filing out upper, one by one, falling into the site on each other's heads. That's a good nade, and it will kill Diho. It won't stop the inevitable, though. Plant is in. Snappy does his best with the tech, and it will be a retake for G2. Finding 4, to be expected. That was a round based on the bomb plant, all Ence really wanted. But yeah, they don't want to give G2 6, right? Because not only is that a menacing scoreline, especially if G2 win a pistol and convert it, but on top of that, G2 are going to have a lot more faith if they go 9-0 down and then win 6 in a row. So it's up to Ence to stop that spark here and now and try and find double digits in their T side.
Yeah, even calling an attack timeout, right? To try and figure out how they can stop this momentum that G2 have started to pick up. This double AWP causing problems, right? If you remember, Amanek had a pretty slow start to this game. He was 0-5 down, now 6-7. He's starting to find his footing. Nico's been looking really good with his AWP as well. The fast A plays haven't been working. They haven't been given these B flanks as much as they've been used to. And everything's finally started to fall into place for G2. Up on Ali. We might get to see this early head-to-head again. This time, a lot more attention given towards the B site early on. Maybe gonna have players try to take the pop dog as well, with so many over towards B. Alu is holding for an upper peak that isn't going to arrive. And Snappy does get control of the pop dog. 2 set up back in Ivy. Alu has retrieved the bomb as well. They nade stack Amanek, they bring him down a little bit. So the bomb's now been retrieved and is back towards T main.
Oh. Timing on that peak for Jax. He wasn't in pop all round. The second he goes in, he gets naded. Trade some damage back though. Snappy avoiding wall bangs and more grenades. And Ence hold off. go about their default and their day. Diha with a smoke up Ivy, giving him that room to take the top Ivy control. Clearing his corners is a must, but what lurks around both sides is not fun for him. Aminek and Jax with their eyes on this one. The rest of Ence setting up around Pop and B, looking like a CT split. Can they get control of that spawn though? Spinks is moving in, and they both in sync get headshots. Doesn't get much better than that. Forget the B play, guys. A is free as Ence turn round and take this site. Oh, D has jumped. That's going to be hurt. He's got to fall in. Hunter's trapped on the bomb site. Then Molly pushes him into Sphinx, but Diha dies in the meantime. Bomb coming out of Pop, and both players trapped in the connector with a smoke.
Oh, they try to go through. They have dealt with Sphinx. Alu has got his back, though, and trades that to the favor of Ence.
Ooh,
for Nico, a 1v2, and he might dare to give a look in. Nothing's getting presented to Nico just yet. Half the time ticked off this bomb. Alu crossed back to Olaf. Nico's got to be ready for a gunfight right here, right now, because up in heaven as well, they can just peek on each other's contact. The bomb, still a problem, still ticking away. Nico not getting given any opportunity for kills, and he realizes now that the round is done.
Oh.
Missed shot from Alu. Nico not reacting. Trying to close the gap. They all died to the bomb. Like we all expected. 10-4. Ence, they break the momentum that G2 have built up. And they reach double digits before this first half draws to a close.
Who needs AWP kills, right? When you got the bomb on your side. That won't change anything, sadly. It will actually affect Ence more than it will G2. Like, G2 have more money. Nico could have lost his gun with nothing, and still everyone can rebuy on G2. So, yeah, Ence maybe affects him a little bit more. You like, no AWP on Alu here. No util either. So actually, you know, that's a mega brain play for Nico. Whether he knew it or not, everyone dying. I mean, obviously, he's just clearing corners and he doesn't know where they are. And on train, when you fall back into those passive post plants and you pick good spots on that A site especially, there's very little, you know, G2 or any CT can do, for that matter, to find you. They've got to clear the corners themselves. And, you know, how are you going to clear both Olaf and Heaven? Like, those are two opposite sides of the site. So, impossible 1v2, but the damage is there, and look at the effect that's had on Ence's economy for the last round of the half. They'll still be fine, but for a team that's throwing a lot of util, throwing a lot of lurk smokes up Ivy, this is going to limit your play. So maybe a faster approach. Alu catching that pop cross, lovely stuff with the spawn, and Jax is dead. Even though he was looking away from the flash, he never sees anything. Just back to spectating his teammates as Ence Group B. This is a lovely call. Get a pick, Group B, you know it's weak.
Yeah, Nex is responsible for a hell of a lot here at the B side. The flash gets him off the angle. He will smoke the ramp, and they've already pushed through it. The Molly slows them down, denies the site cross right away, and Nexa is doing a good job of buying time, keeping this 5-round dream alive for G2. Nico flicks back up to upper, and now even though the bomb plants come in, it's a very low HP Alu left to try and hold it off. Diha is sneaking in through the A bomb site to try and deny this, and actually it's the other way around rather. Alu is the man sneaking in through the A site. Now having a wrap back through upper. They are on the bomb, they're covering the ramp, and the round is over. Alu knows it, we know it. G2 up onto 5, but is that enough? It's a very convincing first half for Ence. Maybe a little too easy for them.
future pros. All aboard as we are back on train with another flash. This one is for PopDog and should blind or push any CTs away from the area. First step is to wiggle yourself into this corner, then crouch down and aim along this vent. Use mouse 2 on your RGB high DPI gaming mouse, and whoever is playing inside of Pop will not be having a good time.
Easy Ence.
Is that how you think it goes?
No.
Because then they say like "oopla shupla" and I don't know the words. I think that's good enough though.
10-5 at the half. Welcome back. Sorry, you caught me singing, and it's easy for
Did we? That was so candid.
So candid. I even waited until the timer ended before I started. I'm
unfortunate. Oh, look at this!
Woo!
Oh, the push down through Ivy, and it's Spinks and Doto starting off another big pistol round for Ence. Ew, Spinks is just the USP king. That's the vibe we're getting.
Sure.
Look at this aggro from him. Trying to get stuck in, trying to play a bit of an off angle, hiding in amongst the litter. It's Spinks. Next is wrapped around through Ivy and helps take some of the pressure off. Doto is here to get the attention, get them fixated on his position. Oh, there's more where that came from, but Spinks, he's so good with the pistols. He's so good with the pistols.
I thought they were at least going to bait them in, right? He's not going to wide swing that. Just wait for them to come to you, but no! He kills everyone. And there's more frags to be had. Nexa. 2 already, right? Don't count Nexa out. He's a bit of a feisty one as well.
Daddy Spinks has got it all under control, swinging in at the end. 4 in the pistol, and it might have been another ace if Doto wasn't there to help him out.
Yeah, Doto. All right.
Man. Spinks, 20 and 10. Another big pistol. That's 9 kills from him in the pistol rounds. 9.
Yeah. That's almost all of them, Harry.
That's almost all of them. Hugo's crunched the numbers.
Yeah. This abacus is really helpful. Actually.
Yeah, man. I was doubtful when they sent it over, but...
No. Fantastic stuff. 11-5, and G2, any hope of a comeback now is starting to dwindle, starting to diminish. Sphinx has made it to Pop. And no upgrades here for G2, just P250s, a couple of them. And that's sadly the right call. Very little that you can do about this inevitable 12th round victory. Even forcing would limit your rifle rounds here, and this is not a map where you're going to get a lot done, especially on those T4 spies, right? Other than running B, going for a plant, but then you often just fall apart in the post-plant to retaking players. If anything, this would have been the round to do it. There's no kit, limited util for Ence, but obviously G2 don't know any of these deets. So they're going to group up, probably just run it into B. And so already prepared for that inevitability. Not only the flank available in PopDog that G2 have yet to clear, but also 2 inside of the B site. Snappy committed to the cause. You always need one dedicated man, and he will die with his ship or go down with it. Maybe he'll be able to swim from the wreckage, but right now the rest of G2 are about to pour in through upper.
Alu's going to be here to whittle them down with the FAMAS from a range, and then Snappy pouncing out from inside the site. Alu's been glocked by Amanek, it would appear, and the P2 is taking down the next man. Nexa would love a bomb plant, but he's getting wrapped from here, there, and everywhere. That's just one too many places.
How does Alu die? I don't even get it. Like,
Glocks, man, OP. Everyone's been saying it for a long while now.
Yeah, Glock meta, man. That's why I run it every, first round of the T side, like without fail. Like, no, obviously, you drop me a P250, but yeah, Hunter was waiting on the pop flank there on a grimy off angle. Sphinx came up with the SMG, still killed him. So, feeling it, safe to say. 12-5. Here's the Krieg for Nico. He pulled out some ferocious tap work yesterday. Not really using the Krieg when it was meta, but now the fire rate is destroyed beyond recovery. Spraying is pointless. It's a waste of your time and energy. Well, Nico knows that he can get quick shots off with it, and he's been putting it to good use. But Right now, Ence armed with Augs. Flash falls short. Nexa moves up the Ivy, though. He could go through this smoke. There's no one on the other side. Dota's going to peek him, though, and that is a Dota peek right there. Nade comes in, and Amanek is still here with the bomb as well. Flash is good. Oh, he doesn't clear the corner. He has no idea. That is unfortunate, but great recovery from G2. Now they have the B site, and they've got Ivy. Sphinx has come up pop again on this flank, and now B's been cleared out. Snappy's got the kill. 2 players left up. This was supposed to be a B split. G2 lose all their control. For crying out loud, they've even backed out of Ivy. So Ence have everything and then some. Nico needs some of those taps we were talking about.
Yeah, more than some. Nico has got to really do it all. Some heavy lifting needed here. Sphinx is available to come in on a ludicrously fast flank as well once G2 have got this information. But there is Nico delivering us the first of many taps he's going to need to land with this Krieg. Trying to spy even more players in towards the A site. While this is happening, Amanek is now trying to progress out of Ivy with this bomb. If the bomb is lost, if the bomb is cut loose, then this could reach an unfortunate conclusion. And now with 15 seconds, Nico, while he's landed some stellar shots here to begin this round, it might be too little too late. A 1v2, the bomb not in his control, and there's that Sphinx flank that we talk about. Ence are up to 13, the money is gone again for G2, and this could be a very dominant game of Train, but with no money left, G2 likely just partial buying into this round.
Sphinx can do it all, pushing in first off, a flashes coming in on late flanks to close rounds. We've seen everything from this guy so far, so yeah, Ence, nothing to be ashamed of right now. They've got to be feeling feisty. 13-5, more pistols for G2. Does it scream of B play? Maybe. Very limited util. They've got that molly even for the post plant, but you know with 5 guns and should have a smoke later in the round. This is always a telegraphed A take, right? And Ence already know it. One smoke lands on the A site and no one comes out main. Ence go, well, they're going B. And so they start to throw bodies at the bomb site. Alu coming in on that rotate. Diha's close in con as well. And G2 waiting behind this smoke, giving it a bit of patience. At this point, you know that Ence are going to have numbers here. But on that Glock round, they got past both B players. They just couldn't get the plant in time. So maybe, just maybe, these Deagles, these techs, can do something naughty.
Oh, here's the push. Alu with the first. They go ahead of the smoke. The nade now could follow up with some big damage as well. Doesn't need to. Snappy's already beat the man up close. There will be a bomb plant here at the very, very least, right? That's locked in thanks to Nexa again.
It's a good round then.
And so that's what you were hoping for if you're G2 there, right? You were playing around the idea of getting that bomb down. And you did. So in that sense, it's a victory. But now you need to begin this 9-round, streak to tie the game up at 14-14 and then continue winning all the way to the finish line. So
why not only 9, Harry? Just
yeah, I mean, you could go all the way to 11, right? And then world's your oyster. You're moving on to a second map with this one under your belt, but that is very unlikely is the point I'm trying to make here. It's a pretty rough spot for G2 to be in. They've got this investment, Nico donning the AWP as well. And if we're able to see his head-to-head with Alu or anyone else for that matter on like a nice aggro peak, maybe you can start G2 off with the ball rolling here to begin what could be one of their only T-side buy rounds.
Just throwing flashes though. Amanek's gotten out of main and they don't know about it. Sphinx reacts very quickly. Not a player I'd want to be peeking into in this game. Feeling it. Hunter gets down, pops silently. Nico's holding for an Ivy push that is yet to come through. Ence have in fact conceded that position with a third B rotate. Surely Dota's going to go back. Things are being quite loud on that A side right now. Molly's thrown out of main. G2 just smoked off, can't commit yet. Still looking for those kills. And they're going to get given opportunities. Ence seem very hungry to peek in. But as I say that, but they peel right back. There's the swing from Diha on top of the train, and he catches Jax getting out of main. Ence now wait for the commitment. Sphinx has pop on lock. Nico still needs that pick. Nothing being given. Hunter gets something. There's Diha falling off into his weight. And now G2 might just group into B. Not really got a lot else to show. Could be pop instead, right? Nico's still committed, but no kills are being gifted. And it's a 2-2 setup right now for Ence. Does leave a lot of angles open on A, right? With 2 players, you can cover all of B, but we've got to play timings on this outer site. However, his timings will be favorable as G2 will be walking into The setup, Hunter given the orb, not a common turn of events, but low HP does make sense, and now falling down the ramp. Alu, oh, they were all over the place. He couldn't hit the shot. The nade could do some damage, and it follows up with Snappy finding some spray. Orb dropping Hunter, no time for Nexa. He needs to kill and a plant, and now, no time to wait. Spinks closes and ends 15-5. Get him out of here.
Who, get Ence out of here?
No.
Why would I do that? They're winning. What, are you not entertained, Hugo?
Oh, I'm entertained.
Are you not entertained? Let's get it, man. Look at this. Ence are 15-5 in G2. And Spinks is like man of the hour, 27 and 10.
I'm glad you called him Spanks on like round one, because he really lived up to that.
Yeah. I mean, you just know he's going to. Maybe a fast A play here for G2. Throw it at Ence, see if they can handle the change in pace. And right now, it's not looking like it's testing them too much. Spinks is lighting them up. He gets cut down just shy of 30 kills in this map in what could be the last round. It's looking like it. Nexa all alone again, left in another impossible clutch, and it's proving too much to bear. They're all around him, and there he is, cancelled out. Ence, they get this map. They go 1-0 up in the series. G2 now gonna have to try and bounce back on their map pick. Can they do it? Or is this too easy for Ence? Join us after the break to find out.
Malta has truly its finger on the digital pulse. Malta, game on. With 300 days of beautiful sunshine across the calendar year, it's the ideal location to take a load off, relax, and enjoy. Our World Heritage and UNESCO sites showcase the oldest megalithic temples in Europe, the breathtaking capital of Valletta, the silent city of Medina, and so much more. It's gamification in real life. Everything about Malta, namely its architecture, local village feasts, basilicas, entertainment scene, and multiple iconic film sets, make it truly unique. And with a vibrant video game studio ecosystem, major iGaming companies, tech startups, and esports companies hosted across the island, coupled with a passion for innovation, Malta has truly its finger on the digital pulse. Malta, home of gaming excellence.
It's hard to imagine the playoffs in Cologne without Nadas Vincer, and 2018 was no different. However, it wasn't just Na'Vi making it to the grand final that made that year in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike special. The German team big, and their almost miraculous run throughout the whole tournament made Na'Vi the antagonists of the event, and some fans will say it's a shame that Big's Cinderella story didn't receive a happy ending. Big may have leveled the scoreline by taking dust too.
Copy left nothing to be desired. Knew that there was a possibility a player would turn around and check it. Zeus tries to hold off. They knew he'd gone into the corner. They find him. Edwards in the sight, but they already pushed back through tunnels. Tizian gets the shot.
But Navi's Electronic became a herald of what was soon to come.
Great mid-round calls. Now it's on to Electronic trying to isolate. Here we go. They completely surround him. How the hell do you turn that around?
Do nothing about this. What?
Oh, he reads it. He reads it. And an arc. A power surge right through two.
What the hell just happened there? Hey Future Pros, Back on train, this time with a T-smoke for B-site connector. This is a great smoke that you can combine with a B-site rush. To master the smoke, you must first nestle yourself into the corner of this train. Aim to the left of the left chimneys about halfway down. Run forwards for exactly 14 milliseconds, then jump throw the smoke. Well, maybe not that exact, but you get the idea. Throw it pretty quickly after you start to run. And that's it.
That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide, and with the rhymes that make the dimes, I'll close their eyes and fantasize. Young Divine calling their phone number. No, you know I love you. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing bees on stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young black successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Live until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you want it, so I got it for you. Let's all get together and show them how we move. We move, we move, bringing summer to you.
It's all eyes on G2 Esports. Right now, as of course, they are undefeated in the group, but that could be coming to a slow but steady halt.
Five.
So yeah,
I'm behind.
push.
Default of side.
Nice guys, good job.
Nice guys.
Fucking nice, boys.
Okay, GG's exchange just like that. And of course, picking up that first map will be Ence Train. They made it look easy. They made it look convincing, but the man of the hour speaks.
Always a bit dicey when you hear the comms of Alu's team and someone's talking about pushing. Like you always get a throwback to those IEM Katowice comms back in the days when he was on NIP. But yeah, Spinks, an amazing performance from him. I think like even if he only got those 9 kills from the 2 pistol rounds, it could have been enough for Ence because he almost single-handedly won 2 really important rounds. Like, this was unfortunate for G2 how the push, how he got around the push basically, but once he gets those 2 kills, gets a molly to slow down the rotation as well. The kit is stuck in pop, which is another big deal. Definitely had tremendous amount of impact, and this is where it all started going wrong for G2. I mean, you look at the pistol round, then the first gun round, Nico gets an entry kill with the op, but Amane gets caught by Diha in Ivy and proceeds to get 2 more kills. 5-0, just a simple B execute where Nexa isn't able to get a single kill on the entry. 7-0, right? Yeah. And at that point, you just have G2, a bit weird for them. They didn't win any of the force buys either, right? Or the half buys. They're pretty good with those as well. And I mean, at 7-0, you just feel so much confidence individually. Like we saw a round where Ence was putting a lot of pressure outside, and then Dotto just walks out upper on B, right? Nexa went A to help his teammates. They were in a 3v4 situation, turned into a 3v2. But because Dotto had such a forward position, Ence is able to win that round as well. So just, almost everything that could have gone wrong for G2 in that first half did go wrong.
I think that's Murphy's Law right there is what that is.
Hey, and if you're Ence, you're thinking, why the hell didn't we pick Train yesterday against NIP, right? Because they won NIP's map pick, which was also Mirage, that's coming up now for G2 convincingly yesterday. So, G2 Ence could have been 2-0 as well.
And, looking at Mirage, I'm looking right now at Train a little bit. I'm thinking like, okay, you get down 9 rounds in the very beginning of the game. You're not making it any easier on yourself. And that is certainly a little bit of momentum that Ence could run off into in Mirage if they get a heavy start again.
Yeah, because they avoided what could have been, some resemblance of a comeback from G2 in the second half, right? Even though I think they would have won the game no matter what, if G2 starts coming back, then they're getting their confidence, right? And even if they lose the map, they're still coming into Mirage more fresh, so to speak. But because they lost so convincingly, there's nothing that they can really take from that map and bring it into Mirage.
Yeah, speaking of Mirage, you got your friend Nico over there. What do we think he's going to do today? Obviously, there's been some adjustments.
Well, I don't know. We have to see what he's feeling like in regards to the team. Yes, it was Mirage where he had a pretty poor CT side with the op, but then we saw yesterday against Vitality, they had a flawless CT side. They were 11-0 on the CT side, and he didn't play much op. It was mostly Amanek, right? And you know, with Nico, it just comes down to also what the call is in the round. Sometimes, you know, you want to do a more explosive play. I don't need the op for this play. I'll just take an AK or Krieg if I feel like it, and let's follow the call. If we're maybe doing more of a default style, like we want to exert more pressure on the map, well, maybe I'll get the op then and try to do that. You know, maybe he sees something on the map or he thinks like an op could be a good weapon to create an advantage, right? I think for now, it will be more situational. And I think that's how it's supposed to be, you know, throughout this this role change.
Yeah, I mean, you have some oppers that can change the tone of a match, right? They can set a pace and dictate it.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be the guy who gets an op or a scout no matter what, right? I don't think he'll ever reach that level. And the percentage of, you know, how many rounds he has an op, I think it will depend more on the opponent and their game plan rather than on him just having to have it every single round.
Yeah, it's not completely necessary. It is Nico. This guy can hit a shot or two, maybe even 5 in a row. Who knows? We'll keep our eyes attuned to it because now we get to jump into Mirage. G2 on the back foot starting out early in this series as they have lost Train, and Ence are looking to continue and put a stop to G2's run in these groups so far. We're going to go to a break, and we're going to come back with more ESL Pro League Season 13, y'all.
Ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Hi, my name is Suli. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always, always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help. Good luck, have fun.
Alex! Alex! Alex, did you... Alex, you're right?
No, clearly not, Chad.
Dude, what's up?
Okay, what's going on with this whole ESL Pro Tour thing? There's a million acronyms, rankings, there's points,
All right.
there's decimal places.
Chill. Take this, drink this. We got class in session, right? Take some notes. Okay. First things first, mate. Do you know what the EPT stands for?
I'm leaning towards early pregnancy.
Not quite. The EPT, aka...
AKA?
EPT, also known as the ESL Pro Tour. ESL plus the DreamHack events, we've got the ESL Pro Tour. The ESL Pro Tour, it's a constant, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the EPT is your path to the top, your opportunity to climb the ladder of global Counter-Strike in the pursuit of the big stage.
So even Harry can compete?
You guys are garbage.
Here's the levels. Challenger, Masters, and then there's the championship events. Challenger level, where some of your amateurs and the semi-pros can get their hands a little bit dirty and climb the ladder of Counter-Strike. The DreamHack Opens, the ESEA Premier, ESL National Championships, you know, like the Meisterschaft.
Die Meisterschaft, sehr geil, ist ein super Schaft.
Genau. All right, Masters level events, that's the Intel Extreme Masters, the ESL 1, the ESL Pro League, and the DreamHack Masters. It's where the big guns play, and with that in mind, these tour stops act as a gateway to the most prestigious tournaments on the planet.
Meisterschaft? Spicy, I think.
Look, pay attention, mate, because we got some big stuff to dig into here. Now, that brings us to the championship events, the crown jewels of the ESL Pro Tour. Katowice and Cologne, $1 million cash money.
You, me, Henry, Rush, and Jay. We make a team.
Yeah, sure, we can do that in theory.
Yeah, so like we go and we make a team name we can call Thugs, you know, like the highly underrated gamer squad.
Yeah, but we would need to win tournaments or accrue enough points to qualify.
Okay, points?
Yeah, points. Each and every event in the EPT offers points. These points are scoured across the 2 levels. Alex, pop quiz, what are the levels?
Obviously Challenger and Masters and...
The fucking big boys.
Gold Star, Mr. Richardson. In that order, the points increase. That makes the EPT points the backbone of the whole ecosystem. They measure performance strictly inside the ESL Pro Tour and the CSGO Majors. The ESL Pro Tour points mechanic determines which teams will secure themselves a spot at the championship events.
What the hell was that?
Hey, they paid me a little bit extra for that one.
Okay, anyway, but what about tournament wins? I assume that's the big bucks.
The wins are golden. Win a DreamHack Open, you get a spot in the next DreamHack Masters, ESL 1 or IEM event. Win an ESEA Premier, you can secure yourself a spot in the next ESL Pro League season. Easy.
Yeah, man. Easy.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
Oh, did anyone else get very excited by that little opener? I did, as we get ready to head into G2, taking on Ence. It's map 2, it's Mirage. And man, it's the map pick of G2. They're hoping to turn this series around right here, right now. And to begin it, it's a bit of a B play early on. Lots of utility on Nexa and Nico. Jax as well with his smoke. Your options are open here. Tech9 even dropped to Amanek, the raid boss of this round. And in towards B they go, and Snappy has already opened up with the first. Thus far in pistols, Spinks has got 9 out of the 10 kills that Ence have in this series. Let's see if he's destined to repeat that now as this bomb makes its way into B.
Yeah, Register blocks the flash. He actually smoked the site. I don't know if that was purposeful, but he had a nade as well that went through. No kit here, despite Ence being a man up. Time is of the essence. Diha with a tap, and now they begin to move in quickly as well. Snappy's taking his time. Tech9 tagging, and it does the damage. Amanek with a double. Snappy getting hunted. Amanek swivels. Oh, he's on for the ace of his own, and he can't do it. Doto out from the apps. Ence were collapsing on G2 from every possible position. 3 from the catwalk, all tagged up. And even though Amanek finishes the job on many, it's not enough for a round. Ence find a pistol. And they destroyed NIP on this map yesterday, right? Like, they got wrecked in the other maps, don't get me wrong. Nuke even, which is the third of this one. So Ence definitely don't want to go there. But that bodes well for Ence, who already looked insane on Train in the membrane. We're now looking to find Mirage as well. G2, who have only 2-0'd their opponents, might be getting dealt that right back.
Yeah, although, if I'm not mistaken, I think they 2-1'd FaZe. So
G2 didn't play FaZe.
No, wait, maybe it's not. They 2-1. They 2-1 someone.
Pretty sure they've only 2-0'd, Harry.
I'll have a look. I'll confirm this. It's not FaZe, it's someone else, but don't worry.
Yeah, FaZe Vitality was a 2-1.
Yeah. Hang on a sec.
G2 2-0'd Vitality.
The numbers.
I know what I'm saying, I think. Right now, though, G2, they're out in the A site.
Oh, yeah, wait, what am I even thinking of?
Vitality FaZe, clearly. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's
that's
Counter-Strike
the one.
carry. There's a lot of teams,
man.
I
even said the G2O line yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just thinking French and like, you know, the G2 not even really French.
Maybe
Look at this. Amanek with the entry, and there it is. Diha removed. Doto helping out. And it's all left onto Hunter in the blink of an eye. Trying to hold on with the spray. Doesn't stand the test of time.
2-0 is the scoreline right now.
2-0. You're never going to let me live that one down.
No, I don't think I will. No, I find it funny because, you know, you did say the 2-0 line yesterday, so I was kind of running off of that.
Yep, well, some things you know on one day, and then you forget the next. You know how it works?
Yeah, I can see that. 2-0 for Ence, and now for Lico, right? I like the force for G2. Definitely worth going for after you plant in the pistol. But this one's not going to be pretty. Not for G2 at least. Good flash, but it will fade. And Doto now has an open line of sight with the Org. 3 is lovely. Alu can help out, make some cash, maybe save that Org.
Oh, that's clean. That's nice. Any more, Nico? Any more in the chamber? Come on, Deagle.
Where did they go?
Spots one. There's 2 in that bomb site, though. More trouble where that came from. Nico, gonna get ahead of this smoke. Still taking peeks in. You don't want to feed him here. They're trying to double peek him as he gets out through ramp. You'll note that Diha is waiting on top of the warheads. Can't even think about what the boost even is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw it.
He's up on top of default.
Yeah.
Kind of missed the opportunity for a line. I was trying to think, you know, what the name of the little rockets are called. These things, look at them. What are they, mortar shells? I mean, I guess what he stood on top of is like, what even is that? You got canisters of something?
Big things.
Help me out here, man.
I don't know, I just don't get too specific.
Trying to identify props and it just doesn't work.
Well, it's prop hunt right now. And Hunter's hiding in the woodwork.
Yeah, well,
coming in
got the prop
flank.
hunter.
Yeah, nice.
Look at him go, here he is. Amanek as well, just rushing down Doto and Diha. They're cut down in the A site in a second. Ooh. And well, to say this is a G2 round is a bit of an understatement. In the blink of an eye, 4 out of 5 kills needed come in for G2.
Run.
And for Snappy, it's a save game.
Yeah, does Nico grab the orb? Amanek has. There is another one to be found, not to be retrieved, but rather taken out of their opponent's hand. All Snappy needed to scope in there, and Hunter is already round the corner. So G2 find their first early as well. It's flawless. That's a great feeling, right? Keeping your money, getting the orb. If you're throwing that to Nico as well, he has a Krieg. So do you really want a Krieg? That's a question. Amanek's up for the job. Ence themselves are rebuying back in after going 3-0 up. Con smoke down for Amanek. Alu's gone under with a deagle. Oh, he's going to get checked. Oh, Nico, did he see him? Yeah, he shot, so surely the info is there. Spinks with the M4 on short, getting a kill. Jax is trying to trade. Careful with the connector. Players can easily meander around that smoke. Next with a good timing into B. Catches Spinks leaving. Snappy's here, and he seems aware. He seems wary of the site. Waits on the Molotov, and it pushes Snappy into his crosshair. B is now lost, and yeah, already saving. Probably the right call here. You've got no kit, no nades. Very little chance. They need to feed Diha if this is going to be around. And even if they were, the rest of his team have already run away.
Yeah, immediately, right, we're getting more out of G2 here. That's a good sign for this series. And it's another one of these rounds, right, where they just rush into B, they get the entries, and the save call comes in immediately for Ence. So, you know, these last 2 rifle rounds, you barely even feel like you've had a chance to play, right? First round that G2 get is from that A rush, where they just mop up Diha and Doto in the blink of an eye. This round's more of the same, but over towards that B side. So these fast rounds successful for G2 early on.
And it's a nice change of game plan as well. If we think about G2 yesterday against Vitality, a lot of defaulting on this map, right? A lot of slow, calculated plays, going for picks, grouping for a bomb site, not giving away info. G2 are just taking spawns now. So yeah, things have changed. And we've seen like the adaptations G2 have made every day in following their group. So it's kind of cool to see how they vary it up depending on their opponent. We'll see if it stays though. Right now it's working, so why not? It's window smoke, double under push. Ence are going to get info. B is clear early, but that won't matter when they've already lost the A site. Only a deagle here, the worst weapon on the team. No armor either. Alu does come in on the jungle, but he's blinded. Spinks with the body shots, grabs a gun. Can he do any more? That is reckless. Spinks with 2 should never get away with that in such a position. Bomb can get planted now. It's for CT and ramp. Doto's on a big flank, no kit. But this flank is very early indeed. It might not matter. Are they holding it? It has to come down to Nico, who's looking at stairs right now. His back is open to the perpetrator of Doto, and he's ready to strike. Oh no, he stalls it out. Nico checks, and if anything, the timing works well for Doto, who should have that kill. He does, and the rest of the opponents fall like flies. Orb to be grabbed, and round as well as Ence get the defuse with plenty of time.
Yeah, you'll take those kind of rounds if you're Ence as well, right? They go into that with the 3 saved rifles, a bit more purchased up on Snappy. But all in all, yeah, they were looking forward to a buy in the coming round. So nice one to snatch away from G2.
And that's why that save towards B in the previous round was so worth it, right? That would have just been pistols. But a little bit more to work with, and they put their money where their mouth is. This time only solo AWPing too. The first gun round they had double AWP, but it kind of let them down.
Oh, Alu looking to get stuck in with his AWP. Goes through that con smoke, doesn't see anything in middle. That's because G2 are heavy in the apartments right now, in spite of all this mid utility that's blanketing middle. Spinks hears the footsteps in the apartments. It's one man making them though, right? Not giving up the true nature of how many players reside in this position. Snappy, he's got his work cut out for him here. The flashes rain over and Snappy's blind. Jack spots him out through the window, but Spinks has got Snappy's back and they've dropped the bomb now, turning this into the advantage of Ence in a very big way. Snappy still fighting, still causing problems, and finally brought down by Nico. Nico and Hunter, we have seen these two deliver so many 2vx's. And they're looking to find another. Nico dropping Diha from the round, leaves it on Doto, and he's not missing a beat. Nico and Hunter make it happen. And that is one of the most exciting things about this team. It feels like when you get Nico and Hunter left alive in those moments, man, you just feel this synergy. Like, you can tell that these two are very, very familiar with each other. I think even, you know, the style that we see them play in those 2vx's is very, very similar, right? They're often left alive in them. And they always find a way to make it work. Back in with a double AWP now for Ence, hoping that that is enough to remedy the problem that is Nico on the other side. It does come with its fair few limitations. As a result of this double AWP, the utility is to say limited is an understatement. There's none left outside of 2 flashbangs, and you don't have a kit either. So you need these AWPs to be taking players out of the round, right? You need some value out of this double AWP.
Yeah. An expensive investment that must have return, or, well, G2 will break the money and come back in with a 4th. And with a lot of fast rounds, we've seen a lot of retakes. So something else needs to keep in mind. Boost up. Yeah, second time around, Snappy gets in the corner. And the jump for Spinks is a perfect bait. Oh, Spinks just needs to not die, basically. And Snappy, oh, he peeks early, catching Amanek retreating, does some damage, but that may be false information. Still 3 players here at B. Jack's entry is quick. He's traded Snappy with a missed Eeg shot. And now Alu at the back of the site, dropping the bomb. Not ready in time for the second. The gun was not prepared. The bolt pulled back, but too late. Bomb picked up, Diha in a clutch. But again, no kit. Surely this one is past the port of call. He's going to give it a go, knowing it's eco next round anyway. And even if he wants to grab the AWP and scarp her out of this round, that would be an idea. Flashes in, Diha. Oh, he doesn't react. He's not ready for the swing of Amanek. But it was a trap laid and set by G2 in the market, and they find their 4th. Ence now have to full eco, and we're seeing more of what we wanted from G2 now, more of what we expected coming into today that we didn't really get on train.
Yeah, it's clearly causing Ence some problems, right? They call in this tack timeout very early on. They're not feeling that same, you know, vibe of success that they had back on train. It felt like they couldn't set a foot wrong back on that map, right? They had great individuals, they had good reads, whereas here, G2 keeping it far more competitive. The majority of these rifle rounds falling in G2's favor.
And when you actually could like compare the names on the teams, like you could say that G2 certainly have more firepower, like more experienced players at the top level. And so on a map like Mirage, it's going to come less to the cooling and more just to a lot of those gunfights, like who's getting multi-kills, who's anchoring well. So this is where it's not train anymore, baby. It's not going to all come down to your reads and to your rotates. G2, well, this round, well, they've emptied out the A site. Utils in. And the plant as well. 5 inevitably. It was what we expected. Ence have 1 flash to get through this jungle smoke. Maybe they can do it.
Yeah, I'm not getting too excited, Hugo, if I'm being honest. I'm not hardcore repping the belief in this round. You'll have to forgive me. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd hate to be proven wrong. I'd despise it, in fact. Oh.
Don't jinx it.
Oh.
Control.
No, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Not a worry. Nothing to worry about. G2 in the lead, 5-4. And they keep it nice and clean. Don't lose a single player to the vanilla pistol round from Ence.
Amanek and his Mac-10 is tearing through Ence right now.
My Mac-10 actually named after that man.
Yeah, what's it called?
Amanek 10. Like, it's actually Aman Mac 10, which, you know, kind of draws away from his name.
I almost did it a second ago, but I was like, yeah, it's just too...
Or I think it might, I don't know, it's either Amanek or Amanek 10, one or the other. But yeah, man, I love his Mac 10 play.
Oh, they are not
Look
ready
at
for
this.
that.
It's another fast round, and it's just these changes in pace that keep catching Ence before they're even set up. The round's decided, it's done, it's over. G2 are on to 6, and there's nothing that Snappy nor Spinks can do about it.
Ence was setting up, they were like swapping positions, they were knife out, they were jumping around triple, like they were not ready for G2 to just storm the fort. And I love the calling here as well, right? Just taking names, like why respect your opponent when you're feeling it like this? Like G2 miffed after losing their first map of the series. And so now they're just showing some face, showing some metal. And really rattling with the minds of Ence, running through Molotovs. All right. 6-4, another save. It's not going to get easier here on out. This will be a strong T side from G2, whether Ence like it or not.
I think you spoke about this back on Train, Hugo. I do love this Ence project, though. I think it's shaped up to be something quite cool, like the mixture of new and old. Right, names that are used to being on big stages and have been historically, and then new guys sprinkled in there as well to inject some life. Got the little shriveled up old men of Alu and Snappy in the server, trying to grind away and looking good while they do it. And then you've got, you know, the fresh-faced threesome crew, I guess.
Well, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, don't think that's the official title that they've gone with. Hi, I'm Diha, this is Doto, that's Spinks, and we're the threesome crew.
Yeah, the fresh face of B-Apps peeled off by Jax. And they want that gun back. Diha's going to go for it, but now smoked off with his deagle. Blind shots maybe, or just wait and hope in the smoke that someone jumps out of the window and gives you a freebie. And then G2, they go from these exploding rounds to just a stop, still, wait. And that's going to get them something here. Alu's pushed up to his own demise. Diha peeks into Jack's eyes, and now G2
you're spitting bars, Hugo. You got rhymes.
Two rhymes.
Two rhymes? That's like a matter of rhymes away from a rap. That's what they say.
Yeah, just keep
the age-old saying, in fact.
Yes.
I mean, you know, I can think of other, you know, like key big players out there in the talent market that have like rap careers on the side. So Hugo, why don't you give that a go?
Yeah, I couldn't possibly step up to that level, Harry. Oh, Nico.
That's a timing that may go miss, that may cost you your orb. Doto is considering creeping, crawling.
Come on, Doto. It's messy. Oh, it's messy, but he gets a hold of it, and now he gets the AWP out of there maybe as well. No one else is nearby to deny that save. So Doto, come on down, collect your prize. You are the winner of an AWP Asimov. He gets it out of the round, and that's a little something extra for Ence to hold on to. G2 not going to be terribly happy about giving that over for free, but they've got plenty of money. They reinvested in another right away. And now we have a timeout for Ence. They can feel this game getting out of hand, right? It was 4-4. I mean, hell, Ence were looking good at one point in time, but G2 are now pulling ahead, and they're at this key moment in the game where they can keep this in their advantage. Like, success is only breeding more success for G2, always feeling like a 2-for-1 round, you know, a round where you get those first couple of kills and then Ence don't want to attempt it, and they just go and save.
Okay, Ence need Molotovs and they need to throw them. That's the key, right? Like, G2 are just spawn playing in so many of these gun rounds, right? When Ence are like, okay, finally, we've done our eco, we've saved, we're coming in with the gun round, let's get ready. Oh, it's over. So they can't afford to let that happen again. Nico's got some naughty smokes that he's throwing from different spawn points. Is he going to line this one up, or is he just throwing from where he stands? I don't get it. Like, he's got a window smoke for, it feels like every spawn in this Mirage.
I mean, like, there are ways that you can throw it from the majority of spawns. People have yeah, that's the sick part. I remember watching Mahone's video on it at one point. He did a whole breakdown on it. I think Big were also great at doing them. To my knowledge, that's the team that he covered. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's one thing that Nico's been doing really well, is his util has been good, right? Lots of flashes for team. He's often... Oh, we didn't realize Hunter got boosted. That's unfortunate. Okay, we'll get back to that, because this has just gotten very weird, very quick. Hunter could flank market, but it's so hard to pick a side. And right now he's got to watch both as they're coming in from behind. Snappy won't peek into spawn in time. Hunter makes it to A. Oh, he won't get anything from this, though. He's going to clear stuff, sure, but the closest man is Doto back in the jungle. When you lose window, you often pad B, as that is the more normal approach on this flank. It's far easier, it's far faster, but Hunter takes everything. And now you can see, yeah, G2, they're going, why is A empty? Let's clear Palace, let's clear ramp, and they've even cleared jungle. Not by their own doing. Doto peeks into Amanek. And this might be, although a slower round, another one where Ence might have to throw in the towel. They have no idea Hunter's here. They will not be ready for this. Snappy, can he flick fast? No, Hunter's got the headshot. And, like, what can you even do here? You're 2-on-4, you're mollied out of your own spawn. G2 are planting. It is at least a default plant. That cuts off 2 of 4 players left in this round, but you've got to kill those first 2. And Nico will not let it happen. Spinks needs a save. The AWP's there, but he's getting hounded down, hunted even with a 3K from Hunter. And that all starts off of the fast smoking window for Nico, the quick boost out under, and Hunter just walking past Diha in the smoke. And look at the effect that that has. Just the opening of the round is also the closer. And 8-4 for G2. It's a beautiful T-side right now.
Yeah, and there's just no containing this. That's how it must feel if you're Ence. Like, no matter what you try, nothing is working. I see a lot of standing still, and I hear a lot of typing.
Alu's crashed.
Alu's crashed.
It's fine. We can restart the round. No worries. Harry, get under the table, please. Fix that.
I ain't going underneath Alu's table, man. I got a nut allergy. I'm staying away from that.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, this round getting reset soon.
Yeah, this round will be replayed, believe it or not.
No,
this
really?
one isn't running as live right now. I can assure you that G2 would be doing a little... Well, Hugo, try break down this strat for us. So we haven't seen this one for a while. It's the stand around in top mid.
It's the old existence, right? Like, you're not doing it on a full eco, you're actually doing it on a full gun round.
Full gun round. You just wait, you talk it out, you have a good time.
And you're getting ready for
Oh,
your
we got
next
the music back. Oh, thank goodness. Man. It's nice. It, like, resets the energy.
Yeah.
Resets the energy in the room.
Harry,
let's all focus up. Yes, Hugo.
How do you think, you know, back at the Ence boot camp, back at you know, the warm, sauna-cooked Finnish offices that Natu's sitting in right now, how do you think he's feeling?
Man, so I have this distinct, you know, vision. You You go down, right? You go to the Ence sauna. Everyone's in there. Natu, iPad's in there, right? It's covered in steam. It's ruined, but Ence, they don't care about money, right? They've got it. So he's like reviewing some VODs with the boys. You go in the sauna with them. They're all sat there. Alu, meanwhile, he's hoarding all these Milky Bars, right? and they're in the sauna as well. They're turning into like a paste. And Alu looks at you and you're like, yo, man, what's up? And then he just looks you dead in the eye. He says, what have you done to all my Milky Bars? And you're like, well, it's not my fault. And Milky Bars are melting, going everywhere. Natu looks pissed, man. You've really angered him coming in and disrupting the whole vibe.
Yeah, they're watching VODs.
They're watching, exactly. Why am I there? And lo and behold, mate, banned from the Ence sauna. That's our fate, but not banned from the boot camp, eh? Because that's where you really bond with Alu and you make up over the whole Milky Bar story.
Yeah.
And it comes full circle, really. You go from worst enemies to best friends overnight.
Do you bring him a bouquet of Milky Bars?
Yeah, to make up for it.
Yeah, even though you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. But you had to go get them scanned one at a time.
Oh, yeah.
One at a time.
I mean, electrical interference, man.
Yeah,
can
exactly.
always get in the way.
Electrical interference.
Yeah. Is that a word?
You got any good stories about Ence?
I have a great Ali story, but it's not mine to tell.
Oh.
It's Dinko's. I'll wait for him to drop that on a broadcast one day, but it's very good. Alu, quite a troll, we'll say, in real life. And in the server as well. Pretty nasty gamer.
Nasty?
Yeah, in the best of ways, right?
In the best of ways. Like Naf. Nasty like Naf.
Nasty.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. Oh, a C-type in. The server's restarted, guys. Everyone's in. 10 players in the server. And so that means this should be beginning again soon.
How many Milky Bars per player?
No, they were just all Alus.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if everyone had an allowance and he somehow got them all, like acquired them. And I don't know why he took them in the sauna. That felt like, but he blamed it on me, so. Or you, or us. Whoever is in this scenario.
We're a package deal, Harry. Well, we're getting back in. We are live and ready to go. Alu is orbed up. He's been milked.
Right. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alu's been milked.
Apparently. And yeah, he's got the orb, I think is where I was going with that.
Nice.
G2 back to mid and Ence back to ramp. It's about time that Ence stop these fast plays, and so Molly's in on both sides of the map early to stop it. G2 set up outside of B.
Mr. Milkman, bring me a dream. Bum, 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 bum. Make it the sweetest that I've ever seen. Bum, 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 bum. Come on, Alu, give us something with that AWP. After an introduction like that, you better be hitting shots. And here he is, set up in the A-bomb site, ready for a mid-play.
Of course, the slowest round yet. Out of this
Slowest round yet.
But eventually, the clock, a minute, it decides. It means you got to go, G2.
You know what they say about the milkman? He's always coming. So let's see if he's able to get a handle on this short play. They've slipped by. G2 moving in through short in towards the B side. Spinks is bested right away. And Snappy doing what he can to respond, but it's only good for one. The orbs have removed him from the round. Alu, let's get it. The milkman is in. And he's taking a peek into this B site. Hop across for Alu. And now scoped up. The flick misses. And in this round for Ence, well, they just had to let it slip by the wayside. There's no use crying over spilled milk. Deha, he's removed as well.
Oh, the humanity. 3 kills for Hunter. I mean, G2 are maxing cash right now. Hunter's got 15 grand. And I feel like Ence, we're probably, you know, they're dialed in. They're listening to us right now, Harry, because they seem distracted in that one. A lot of missed shots. some hard flicks to hit. And Alu is 3-11, so slow start after a great game on train. Looking for a recovery here. G2 looking for double digits at the half. Surely going to be accessible with only pistols. Nico's even put away his AWP as, you know the Ence are going to be broke. Why give them an AWP when you can just rebuy it for the last round of the half? It's a good call. As Yanko said on the desk, it doesn't appear like Nico's ever going to be, the Searson, like never buys an AK, only scout AWP. And I actually kind of like that variance for G2, right? We know Amanek can take it as well. That's certainly available. And so it's more based on feel. It's more based on, the round coming. And in a position like this where G2 have all the money they need, they can afford to pick and choose when they buy it. Good flash, snappy turns, and Amanek takes him out of the round. And Ence, one by one, they're just falling here. They've only got pistols after all.
Yeah, you weren't really feeling their chances in a round like this. But hey, at least it's a really, really good half from G2 in the sense that, that's what we got to see from Ence back on their map pick. So that's nice. Amanek's locked in a duel here that he doesn't really know he's having yet. Doto waiting up on plat. They've got a man through stairs into the A site. And so right now, G2 have got information of both bomb sites. They've got stake in both. They molly out the man in window. And now they can look to go anywhere, really. And at either bomb site, you need a huge individual play to happen. Jax finding Alu, and the B play still coming in anyway means that Doto is all alone in what is essentially a 1v4 that B bomb site. Jax at least was a long way away, but it doesn't matter. I'm still talking about the round like it's happening, and it's not. It's all over. Now we've got the guns in for Ence. AWP in the hands of Alu. Rifles up for everybody else. One last go at it before this half comes to a close.
Yeah, this has been a great half from G2. Like, they've just done everything they need and more. Ence have had no answers, no retakes. Rifle rounds just getting swept aside and spray into the window. Put Snappy down low. They know Alu's trapped under. Oh, he misses the flick again. Nexa gets the shot off. Spinks pushes up on Cat. He needs to make a hero play. It's worth the risk for Ence to throw bodies at mid, but it costs them a two-man advantage, or a one-man advantage now, rather. Diha backs out of con. Snappy's hiding on the bench very low, and Doto's pushed in Palace. G2 just wait again. They're so good at just stopping and holding and not throwing away rounds like these. Why make a mistake when you know Ence are more likely to do it first? And so Ence, the horrible call of having to sit back and wait and watch everything, knowing as every second passes, more timings can be hit, more position can be gained by G2. Got to watch your back at all times in spots like this. G2 aren't moving a muscle.
Yeah, it just feels so punishing, like they will make you sit and stew in this situation that you are 3v4 in the last round of the half. And they'll make you come to terms with that and then make this play happen. Up through short, no information for Ence, but they are stacked with two in towards this B site. That's at least something. Diha nailing Nexa, and there's Amanek removed as well. Hunter will reclaim one of these kills, but he's suddenly thrown into a clutch. Up through short side, Doto's on the flank, but it's Diha just peeking straight up that finds 5 to round out the half for Ence. 10-5, G2 in the lead, trying to take us the distance, but can they get us there? Can they take us to these promised lands? Find out in a moment.
Hey Future Pros, you know the map, it's Mirage, and we're back with another smoke. This smoke, if thrown correctly, will land in the window on B side. To do this smoke, line up with this curb on the ground. Position your crosshair up where these two planks intersect, then jump throw the smoke. Now window will be perfectly smoked off. It's one less angle for your teammates to worry about, and I'm sure they'll be happy about that.
another dimension. I don't wanna talk, baby, you should let it go. I don't wanna go, let me stay a little more. Talk to me, I just want a little bit of company. You acting like you really wanna fall for me, but baby, can you tell me who you wanna be? Yeah. Talk to me, I just want a little bit of company. You acting like you really wanna fall for me, but baby, can you tell me who you wanna be? Yeah.
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with
G2 Esports not looking to get swept in this series. They had a bit of a rough start on Train, but now on Mirage, they're picking the series. T-side looks damn good. 10 rounds of the half. Moving over to their defense now. We're going to find out if G2 can weather the storm, bring us to Nuke, and bring us to shaky ground of Ence, who have looked a little bit more quiet in this game than the last. Alu 3-13. Had a crash in there as well, certainly can't help. Oh, and Harry's here too. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Hugo, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this second half has in store. I know that's a pretty vanilla response, but don't worry, I'm sure things will get a little more raunchy as this second half begins. We got a nade into the apartments. Amanek with some damage with the utility, and Hunter taps down the first man in. Amanek trading places with Ence. Oh, it's a weird kind of Freaky Friday inside of the B site. A stray bullet through the smoke puts him on high alert, but he's still denied the bomb plant, flushed out by Snappy, and now into a 3-on-3. Nexa has crept out through the market. Knocking on the door, and Spinks is home, caught out, but Alu at bench is good for the first. Snappy, in the blink of an eye, is left in this clutch. A 1v2 on the plate, and a very tall order indeed. He knows that both players are in the market, takes the fight to Nico, but can't get it over the line. And so G2, 11-5, worst case scenario for Ence. They were hoping to find a pistol round and propel themselves back into this game. That is no longer an option, and that's no longer an opportunity for Ence.
Yeah, that was a violent round for G2. Amanek, what happened there? Random shot through the smoke. Was it his teammate? Was it his opponent? Who knows? But, you know, it makes him pull the trigger. It makes him commit. And he at least drops the bomb there, and that causes enough chaos for Nexa to get out too. G2 just take every fight, flooding the site, and now 11-5. We've got a force for Ence. G2 did the same thing on the T side, buying up in the second round. They didn't manage to win it. Maybe Ence can. Not going to be easy though. Pushed up on the ramp, Snappy. Here they come. Nexa swinging, and immediately domed. Nico gets a kill in mid at the meantime. Or at the back of A rather, sorry. So this should be... Oh, it was in mid. It was from the top of Ticket. Either way, it's a 3-on-5. It's a very rough scenario for Ence to be in. Nico's checking the back flank because he knows they could be boosted. And boy, they are. Diha's up in the window now. It's not broken. And if he does break it, Nico is going to be there to break him. So Diha won't do it because he knows they can't flank him at the same time while this is still intact. But, oh dear. Nico's up in annoying corners now. Spots you can't clear. Called murder hole for a reason. Back to a B play. Jumping up on the catwalk. Bombs swapped over. Alu getting boosted. They need to move fast. His top mid flanks coming in, and the footsteps get heard by Hunter.
Yeah, you've even got this big flank coming in from kexa, right? On the wraparound, in through middle. Amanek as well. Holding on to the platform is good for the first. Nexa arrives silently but fast, and that's a deadly combination. To be both fast and silent, yeah, you don't see that one coming if you're Alu. Swept from the sidelines, and the defuse in for G2. With that being a forced buy, that means that, you know, really, for Ence, you might only get one T-side rifle round out of them. If they don't find success in that first buy round when it comes around, This is going to prove to be a very, very short second map.
Yeah, and you've armed G2 with AKs now in the third round of the half, right? It's not a smooth sailing from here on out. And even though G2, you know, they have no need to play aggressive. They have all the flanks in play there. They have all the information. And Ence didn't know until it was already too late, 12-5. And yeah, the first map was a stomp, right? So it does it justice by G2 throwing it back in the face of Ence. Not sleeping at the wheel here today. Although they may have been on train. Pistols and a fast B play by the looks. We've got that deep smoke. Hunter is boosted up. He can't see through the Molotov, so he's going to drop off as they chase him down. He doesn't want to waste too much ammo. A1S after all. Amanek, no, they can't do it again. This time he just fires. He doesn't let them check him or not, and now he's going to drop the bomb. Freebies for Amanek, 4 in the round, and Hunter closes 13-5. Easy for G2.
Man, Amanek is the gatekeeper of that B bomb site, and eventually they're going to start checking him, I like to think, right? He's gotten away with it an awful lot, though, just back to back to back, playing up at the truck, getting away with murder. And it's serving him well, topping the scoreboard since the second half began. This is it. This is the buy for Ence, and if this doesn't go their way, this might be one of the only examples of a buy we get out of them.
Nico mollied the smoking window and was able to get a gap. He took a shot, but was flashed off, and he'll concede mid. Snappy eats a grenade up the top boxes. Alu has an armorless orb, and Ence putting a lot of pressure on B early. Hunter's in the ladder, though, so he can call for this short split if it comes through. Nico's conceded mid to help out on that A site, and Ence need to be aware of what could be a flank through Sport, and they've seen it in the past, but not this time. No flash under. Spinks doesn't need it. He'll clear it himself. He's a big boy. And no one there anyway. As said, with mid conceded, Hunter's the only information they really have. And he can watch under in the window boost as well until it's smoked, but goes back down the ladder. Ence is just looking for a kill that's not being given to them. Nico is very dangerous from default yesterday against Vitality, more so with a rifle, but now he's got that AWP ready and waiting. It is a B split though, and Amanek's about to figure out the hard way. Flash over the top, Hunter dodges it, and he even gets a spray off. 2 kills, Flash is good. Amanek getting hounded down by Hunter, and he's grabbed himself an AWP as well to flick for a little bit more. Maybe an ace for Hunter.
Go on!
Maybe an ace, but not today.
Oh, so close. Spinks ruins it, right? He wants to be the man with the aces in this series, so he doesn't let Hunter get it. But man, what a sequence from Hunter.
Who cares at that point?
Right, the round's locked in, and that means that, you know, this investment that Ence are able to feel, and as we've said, potentially, you know, like the only proper example, I know they're going to get one more, but it should be up against 15, right? And so it's like, you know, that was the buy you were counting on to turn this around while there is still time, and you get 1 kill. Hunter almost aces you. That's rough.
Yeah, and you say one more, well, Ali's already full bought into this one, so
yeah, and that's kind of throwing everything into a weird spot.
Yeah, I think it's also like, you know, you're not giving up here, but it's just realistic. It's 14-5. Like, you need to win this round, really, if you're Ence. So it's worth putting enough into it that you can actually contest it. Amanek, oh, they're outbeat. He knows it. He hits the steps, and he hits a flick as well. Doto down. Nico helps out, and the bomb is loose as well. It's all about kills. Forget the plant, and they can't get any of them. Hunter, oh, it's brutal. G2 are looking fired up right now. Forget train. Put it in their history books, because right now, in the present moment, it's all G2. We're looking to nuke right now, Harry. This is it. Ence, their last buy round, their last chance, and they need 10 in a row. Dare I say it's impossible.
Yeah, out into middle early, but look at Nico. He just runs past them, through it, braves the fight in mid, and lives to tell the tale. Now him and Jax are set up in connector. There's also aggression coming in over in the B apartments, so quite soon G2 are not only going to have this man advantage, but a very clear picture of what this round is looking like. Hunter is embarking on a flank in through the apartment, so Amanek leaves B, sets up on short to alleviate some of this pressure from connector. And so these players in the A site are able to dictate a lot of their attention just inward, in towards A. Nico's onto a double, and now it becomes very apparent what is happening in this round. The A play is in for Ence. Nico's repositioned into CT, and he's scoped up with this AWP. The bomb is still at ramp on the back of Diha, having to move in late. Jax will get caught and connected. That Molotov forces the fight out of Doto, but he wins it. And now Hunter, who embarked on this B apartments flank all that time ago, has got to come in huge as he's thrown into a 1v3. Arriving late from Palace, and with time for Ence to have to consider this position, there is no better time to strike than right now for Hunter. And out he goes, but not being given anything. Tucked in behind triple is Doto, but Hunter can't see him.
Wait for the bomb, maybe.
No way he gets away with a ninja.
If they don't check it, if they leave, maybe, just maybe, but he takes a shot while he's got it. Oh, Hunter's got two.
Oh, no.
Bomb. Flash as well. He's on the stick. Snappy needs to spray, and he saves Ence from humiliation. G2 defuses off and let them down. Hunter almost flips the script.
Yeah. What a bit of character growth for G2, right? They go from never defusing to now trying to steal them. Now trying to steal them right from under your nose, and Hunter gives that a damn good attempt.
Just want to throw that out there. Maybe if he doesn't take the first shot, he wins that round. Like, maybe if he waits, they leave. But hey, no, I'm not against anything there. That was a beautiful attempt. And Snappy, if he was a few feet further, he would not be there in time. You gotta wonder, could it have happened though? Fast B, Ence, they are broke after that one. They may win the round, but such casualties leave them with pistols and MAC-10s. Doto's dead after one. Amanek again anchoring B like a beast, and he's done it all. He might just be here to close out this second map of the series. Oh, swiveling around the site. Spinks gets him, but Jax drops the bomb. Spinks trays, trying to keep this one going, but this AWP is already trained in on his angle. He's going to have to jump across. Nico will have to miss his shot if Spinks wants any chance, and that will not happen today. 16-6. G2 looking fired up, and they're going to be going into Nuke with a new look, with a chance to take this series right back from Ence.
Hey Future Pros, we are back on Mirage, but this time with a fantastic flash. This is for the CT side to use for mid-window and useful for retaking mid-control. To perform it, line yourself up at this point on the ground. Aim to the right side of this vent along the flaked off pane. Toss the flash, and this should hopefully catch an unsuspecting T off guard. Easy kills for you, good luck.
Well. As the turntables, that's what we're taking a look at here on Mirage, where G2 run away with it. They steal the show, Ence not so much into this one as they were into the first map of Train, but don't worry, that does leave us for Nuke, a decider, which is ultimately the most exciting thing that I could possibly think of. Also, getting my microphone to the position on my face that it's supposed to.
You need to bring it closer to your mouth, Trace.
Is this close enough?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So anyway, like we were talking about here, this is a little different. I don't know what's going on there. I got to be smarter than the piece of technology I'm trying to operate, obviously.
Yeah.
And so do
the new host then.
Oh, no, it's going to take a while for me to get, good at this. Ence, absent?
Yeah, it seems Ence has a, they have a tendency for these series where it's just blowouts one way, then blowouts the other way. We saw it against NIP yesterday as well. But, you could tell the preparation was also there for G2. They started off 0-3 in the first half, but managed to go on a tear after that. I think we saw from Ence on their Mirage against NIP a lot of double op, and we saw early on G2 was doing a lot of just straight up bomb site hits, throwing some, just faking a mid default and hitting bomb sites in a very explosive fashion. I think that was due to that double op setup and them just wanting to overwhelm the sites and make it difficult to retake with the second op in case Ence went with it.
And, I'm thinking about this freedom of movement that G2's gotten across the entirety of Mirage, right? Because they're able to move wherever they want, maneuver wherever they want, and really kind of uncontested. They get some of those pivotal positions like window, Yanko.
Dude, I can't believe this is still happening. I think that I don't know if there's a team who doesn't know about this strat. It's like Hunter has done it in, Crazy, like all these previous teams, like Serbian teams. Then in G2, like they started doing it. They're still doing it now.
Well, let's look at it. Let's take a look at it.
It's one of the most simple strats, but it's really effective, right? If you know also the rotations of your opponent. So basically just grenades for mid default. You can see Hunter is down with Amanek. They're going to go through underpass. Nico and Jax are on top mid. They're throwing flashes. They're creating a lot of commotion. And this is the part where the A player has something to do with it. Nexa from here, he's going to smoke off jungle, and he's going to Molotov sandwich. Just throw some attention to himself, right? So maybe the connector player turns towards A or the window player, because in the meantime, you have here Hunter and Amanek boosting. He gets the trade even. He gets the kill, so they know he was there. Alu is in ladder, but it doesn't matter. He immediately goes through the murder hole, and he goes towards the A bomb site. And I don't know how no one is aware of the possibility of him being here right now. Dotto is falling back. They're just conceding the A bomb site. Snappy is late to check this position. And now it gets, it got a little bit weird for G2 because Hunter is like, I don't know where they are. So they thought a guy probably pushed A apps, something along those lines. It took him a while to, find Dotto, get the kill. The round got prolonged, but, it was in G2's hands all along. Once they get this kill, it's pretty much set. Nico is just taking his time because he's worried about that taps push. But, this is his signature move. Like, just nades one guy. Did we do this in Face It pugs? That's how simple it is to do it, right? We just say, let's do Hunter Boost. The strat is called Hunter Boost. That's how it's called, right? Yeah. So the fact that it's still happening, still going, still working, just tells you how much things change and how much they stay the same, Trace.
Speaking of Hunter, here are the numbers. They have rolled in 27 for Hunter, 25 for Amanek. And the thing about getting a player behind those backlines, Yanko, is obviously once you get a player back there, there's always going to be that question. Oh, shit, is there more? Is there not? Oh, my God, how did he get here?
And also, I remember when we used to play them, and this strat, and it's not the only one that they have for window, right? But you're just paranoid. Like mid-round, if you blown that murder hole at the start of the round, and it's a 4v4 mid-round, you're like, oh, well, maybe someone's sneaking behind. Watch out for Hunter coming from behind. And then it becomes a mind game, right? It starts playing with your head.
Constant worry. I mean, that was one thing that we saw with Get Right in early on days of lurking and getting behind there and really.
Oh, that's.
It's a throwback.
Throwback.
A huge throwback.
8 years ago, I remember when Happy used to
4 score and 7 years ago.
He's a Valorant player.
Yep, Valorant now, of course. So let's just get away from Mirage. It's almost a non-factor as Ence, really don't get started here. Nuke. Where do we land with these two teams on Nuke?
I want to see how G2 approaches Nuke, especially on their CT side. Nico was that yard player, you know, it's the star position as well. A lot of responsibility for playing that position. We always say how important Yar is on Nuke because of all the misdirection you can do with smokes, right? Now he's the Opper. So does he take over that rotator position, which the Opper usually plays, right? Or do they just leave the Op maybe to Amanek and he still keeps playing Yar? Amanek takes over that position. We have to see. Jax is definitely, I think, going to go on ramp. So depends on that. Maybe Hunter takes Yara. So that's the big question mark for me. I think they're not going to play it on T side at all, unless, you know, he really has a read or something like that. I think we're more likely to see him pull out the Krieg than the op on T side of Nuke.
Yeah, double op's probably a non-factor here, or what?
Yeah, that can only be highly situational if you have like a read and then you pick up the second one on ramp just to switch things up, but not likely.
Let's switch things up. Let's go ahead and turn our attention to Nuke, the third and final map of this series. G2 looking to stay undefeated thus far with the lineup, and in ESL Pro League Season 13 Group B, they are already doing just that. Will they carry on this warpath? We're going to find out right after a break, of course.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Suli. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, or I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
So when we are looking to fill an open position on our roster, besides obviously monitoring like the scene constantly, we also often talk to our players and ask them, who did you encounter in the last few months in your matchmaking games, who you think has like a lot of potential and could fit into the team? And for example, similar with Beamers, who we recently added as our sixth player when we were looking for someone. Our management team already had like on their radar, but our players all said, well, yeah, he seems to be very mature for his age, 17 at the time, and also someone who brought a lot of potential. And then we got in contact with him, talked to him, and saw how he fitted into the team character-wise. And we came to the conclusion that he was someone that had the skill potential and also had like the mental strength to fit into the roster. And so we slowly integrated him into the team. And it was a similar process with a lot of other players that we have in the team, like Robs or like Frozen, for example.
I feel like I was playing good CS for a long time already, but there was just no options organization-wise. There were no like big tournaments and stuff like that. So even though you maybe kind of were a pro, it's not like a pro in the sense that you get paid to play and stuff. People also quit playing CS earlier at that time, because obviously you cannot just play for fun or just for the competition your whole life, right? That was a really, really long road, and there's tons of stories of things going wrong there. But in the end, it's been a fun period, and it also makes you value what you have now.
Some of the most important parts of being a pro player, in my opinion, actually have not so much to do with the game itself. You know, a lot of it comes down to being hardworking. A lot of it comes down to being self-starting. A lot of it comes down to mostly, I mean, most of what I deal with on this level is communication stuff. And I mean, that kind of becomes the focal point of being a pro player, is your ability to communicate ideas, your ability to communicate in the game, and your idea to really just be able to work together, you know, as a member of a team, which is in short supply, surprisingly enough.
For small talk, I tell you the truth. I'm fascinated you. I'ma tell you the truth. Not in it to lose, just fascinated you. Fascinated you. I tell you the truth. I'm fascinated you. I'ma tell you the truth. Not in it to lose, just fascinated you. I tell you the truth. Just faster than you. Just faster than you.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
Oh yeah, we're bringing you a little bit of G2 versus Ence, but you already know that. You've been here for 2 previous maps, haven't you?
Yes.
Because if I do catch you missing it, you'll be hearing from my lawyers personally.
Yeah, it's Group B.
I got to get them first, but nice. Here's a little A-stack, Hugo. Sorry, didn't want to cut you off there. You're trying to talk about the game, and that's what's really important. Hunter up close to the hut, and Amanek back in the site. This A-crunch could get messy.
Yeah, Hunter, USP in this position could get hard to hit these headshots, and Spinks will eliminate him first. Bomb drop. Amanek at the back of the site has to get a reload off. 2 Heaven players helping out, and Amanek falls eventually. Nico alone doesn't check, and Doto closes the pistol. 3 for Spinks as well, out of the hut.
It's worth getting this guy just for his pistol rounds. Like, they're so damn good whenever he picks up a little bit of steam. It's like, when you see him get that first kill, you know there's more to follow.
Yeah, even with G2 flooding out of Heaven, right? Like, just all there, all ready. Didn't make a damn difference, did it? Ence back 10s in the second. Nico's got a scout, otherwise forced up at G2. What have we got here? More smokes outside, landing quickly, crossing to Secret. 4 with the bomb as well. We've got a lower rotate. Will it be Secret, or do they want to flash through and hit main? They still have a lobby player, or one on the roof rather, in the form of Spinks, lining up some smoke. But down they go, creeping, and no noise made. Next is going to spot this though. Oh God. The pre-fires on that corner more often than not hurt you more than just a jiggle would. You're risking death with a jiggle, but sometimes the timing does you favors. Nexa. No favors for him. 15 points of health. A nade could finish the job, and they're lining some up for the double doors. Wrong side though, boys. Nexa waiting for them to cross his way, and then it's just run into the B-bomb site. It's free real estate. There's no one here set up yet. But they're coming down the ramp. Spinks has killed Nico. The scout is gone from outside Amanek. Ollied and smoked. No way to get back in here if you're G2.
Yeah, that kill on Spinks puts an AK in the hands of Hunter and delivers a 4-on-4. But do G2 want to attempt this? Or might it be a better plan here to leave this round to Ence and then take all of this saved stuff with you into the next? It seems like that's going to be the choice that G2 elect to go for here. And I like that. You know, Nico removed from the round, dying. That's a loss that ends up coming back to hurt you, but then you recover it, right, by getting an AK out. Now suddenly Hunter can drop his pistol over to Nico, and you have like a second chance at this force buy. So pretty nice spot to be in, really. If this round was going to go in favor of Ence, that's kind of the way you'd want it to happen. So Nico gets thrown a scout. I like that even more, right? He's able to do damage with the scout at range. He gets armor behind it. Then there's the Deagle for Amanek to play around with. And so, yeah, it's just the force buy. But again, Second time around. And is that going to be the charm for G2? Now with an AK.
Oh, here they go. Hot Roof Molly doesn't affect Damanek, but the bullets certainly will. Hunter, finishes that first kill. There's one right below him. Low as well is Alu. Could be their way back in, but they never took it. And they might not even take the round. Smoked out of both sides of the site. And with no kit, this bomb ticks ever faster, or so it feels for G2. You might just want to, again, save that armor, get the AK into the next. They are looking at Heaven, but more utility raining in. And more to be found as well. Snappy has a nade ready. He's got to watch his main, though. Good grenade into Heaven. Hunter blocks his teammate into the fight, and neither of them get anything done. Not how Ence, not how G2 wanted it to go, but Ence will be laughing all the way to the bank. 4 kills. Jax will die to the bomb if he doesn't leave this position, and Ence had to run away as well. They're very low. So it will be a 3-0 lead for Ence, a good T-side start, as has been apparent on both of these maps for different teams. And it's Group B. B stands for beating, Harry, because right now, only one-sided games in this series. Will this be any different?
Well, so Nico's taken his first AWP glass cannon up against the attempt at a bonus round from Ence. That's certainly a little bit nerve-wracking. Are they going to go back to another fast A play in the bonus round? I like this decision. They charge in with the SMGs, just trying to have the pace be the difference maker. Now, Amanek has just alleviated a lot of pressure by buying time with 2 big kills, holding down this bomb site. The A play has all the momentum removed. These players that were originally throwing nades, trying to set up the guys in the site, now arriving far too late into a site that is stacked by G2. Amanek really is the key to victory there for G2, right? The fact that he stays alive with the double gives Nexa a berth out through main to come in and get a kill of his own. And at that point, you know, you've bought room for your Heaven players, your main players to all get involved and help out inside of A. Becomes a very, very rough spot for Ence to try and dig themselves out of.
The jiggle there is actually his undoing. If he swings that, Nico wasn't looking, but he sees the arm of Doto and then flicks back, hits the tag. And Nico even falls into the A side to try and cover the bomb, make sure there's no way of getting back in for Doto. And he's getting collapsed upon right now from main, from spawn, with his back turned. As soon as he kills Jax, Next can trade this, you'd think, but nade out, and there it is. Yeah, Doto caught. Unsure, and G2 on to their first round here in the CT side. Good to see it early as well, right? Not letting Ence's money get completely out of control. And lovely A site hold. Amanek, he almost did it in the pistol as well, right? He had a couple of kills there, but this time he's got a supporting cast around him. And with that bomb dropped seconds from the round starting, that was a seemingly unwinnable 2v4 for Ence, and so it will be. Molotov outside to stop the smokes. We've seen fast yard smokes for Ence, but not in this round. Nico AWPing, how does he choose to approach it? Does he want to go down with his ship, or does he want to just give up the room when he sees them crossing red? They will never go. They back up for the late smokes. All the way back to the spawn. Now, where's this one for Alu? I think that's one that lands next to main. And yeah, wider than usual. 3 of them. But it's not a commitment, and I wonder if G2 fall for it. They've already rotated a man down lower. That's normal, though. Next are in that B bomb site as Ence set up a utility. It's still pretty stacked here for G2. D is on a lurk, trying to come in through main, but Nico has tasked himself with putting a stop to that. Oh, if they go early, D is going to be left only trying to deal with Nico and not actually assisting on this A attack. And here come the grenades.
Oh, D is running as well, making noise. And Nico is aware and just swings him now into ramp. It was a fake to the A bomb site, but Jax is still good for that first kill. While Nico has rotated in, he doesn't want to throw away this man advantage. He'll just play to keep control of Heaven and Hell. Next has already rotated down into B, as has Hunter. So 2 here for G2. The decon door getting swung. I hear players dropping in through the vents as well. Even getting that bomb down is a very risky kind of situation for Ence. They will get it planted. The door is swung, and Hunter doubles down. It's all left onto Alu at ramp. The AWP removed at the hands of Nico. And so G2 make the retake happen, and flawlessly as well. Outside of losing Jax at ramp, the rest of the round is completely clean.
Yeah, and Jax, he's in such a good position there because he's committed, right? He dies after one. He hears all those footsteps. G2 never fall for the fake. They certainly could have, even after killing Diha with all of those nades out A. But then, you know, the call is made. Like, I hear the steps, I hear them coming. It's out ramp. Jax 1-for-1, no problem there in that position. And Hunter, no idea how he gets a double here. Both headshots. Nico covers him as well to take down Alu, who was on the angle. That's a beautiful round for G2. And now rebuying somewhat back in. Pistols with an AK on Snappy. Back to ramp, it appears. Jax again. The grenade is absolutely torn them apart, and it's put a stop to their push. At least slowed it down. Jumping through the smoke will be Spinks, but Nico is here to fight back. Getting awfully close. He hears that though. Flashing for another repeat. Snappy dead as well. Now it's Spinks in the corner. They should know about it, and they do. Nexa clears it, and G2 from the 3-0 down to a strong recovery. Can they keep it up?
Yeah, tactical timeout for Ence. Already, you know, starting to get a bit paranoid after we saw their story unravel back on Mirage, right? In spite of a few rounds early on, it ended up being a very one-sided game, and they don't want the same thing to happen to their T side here on Nuke. Alu's got the AWP, it's going to be Glass Cannon. Nico and him haven't really gone head-to-head yet on this map. Instead, Nico's just been removing a lot of these rifle players. So maybe sometime soon we get to see that. Something I will say, those outside smokes that we saw throw in the other round were cool. It landed so that the smoke that faces and blocks off Garage is the first smoke to fade, and it links back into this idea of like smokes on timings that we've spoken about before. So the first smoke falls, that's nuts, by the way, from Nico. Huge opener as well. When that first Garage smoke fades, it lets you peek into Garage, and you only have to worry about that angle because main and blue are all still smoked. So that was a nice little detail, and I'm excited to see if Ence go back to use that in the future. This round, though, they've lost a player early on. They're very limited in terms of the utility, and G2 are even seeing what they can get away with in terms of aggression, pushing in through the ramp room, pushing hard, looking to collapse onto these players in lobby. They might come to regret that decision, however. Losing 2, this has suddenly flipped into the advantage of Ence, and now they pick up the pace into A. This lobby push is the undoing of G2. Ence just holding for it, waiting patiently, and boy, is their patience rewarded. They're on to a 4th round. Jax, faced with a pretty rough save call to have to make, he's at least going back to try and get his hands on that AWP from lobby, I imagine.
That's why the meta is as such, right? Like, you know, G2 are a man up, they're 5-on-4. That's why you don't push in those positions, but they're trying to do the unthinkable, which is, you know, like we would never push in a 5-on-4, so let's push in a 5-on-4, right? They're just trying to mind game Ence, but you know, Ence aren't falling for it. Holding into the hut, 2 kills there, double on the ramp push as well. So despite that absolutely banging shot outside from Nico, it's still going to be Ence dealing with all the aggression that G2 have. I don't think we'll see more of that in man advantage positions, but they wanted to give it a try. They were feeling confident, especially after how Mirage went, and it will be their undoing so far. 4-3. Another buy, Jax on a shotgun. Nico has his AWP. He will be taking it back outside. Mollies and doors stopping that fast play. This time they don't molly the smoke, and more smokes come out. A different variant again from Ence. They've got plenty of tricks up their sleeve, but they've not got Doto because he's been picked off again. Oh, lovely. Alu above red with a kill. And now going into Garage as they did last time. Lots of room. With Nico gone, you don't need to worry about him in spawn. Ence can fully wrap this A site. And without a main player, G2, while they may be aware of the possibility, there's almost nothing they can do about it. Just got to hope it doesn't happen. But that it's Ence's trap card right now. Getting a Heaven position and setting up for this A split could be death to G2. Hot roof. It looks like G2 are boosting into Heaven. They get damaged a lot. Spix is out the door, and he's going to drop into the vent. Next is already B. He should have this round with the bomb at his feet now. That actually wanted to be an A play for Ence. They wanted to get up Heaven, but after that absolute mess at top hut, they take their chances with the vent drop. And now everyone's set up for an A play, but they don't even have the bomb. So
Yeah.
D has got to go in through ramp.
Amanek's position makes this really rough for Alu as well. He's got to commit into this A bomb site. If he goes back outside, there's no way he's ready for silo. Clearing all these angles, apart from the one where Hunter resides. He's going to drop down through the vent. Yeah. Weird spot in the round. Alu
saving.
He's leaving. He's out of there. And Diha in the B site, so close to being in the right place.
They didn't know, but they could have literally won this round, right? Like, everyone is top right now for G2. There was a chance that if Ence, who found that perfect timing, Alu could have snuck down vent, the window was broken, Diha could have jumped on through, they would have had Nexa trapped on the bomb, they could have 2v1'd him, got the bomb, and planted. There's almost no way they could have been stopped there unless Nexa gets a multi-kill. But yeah, obviously that's not information Ence have. It's the value of X-Ray. The players can't see that, or this game would be a lot easier. But yeah, that's a sad case for Ence, right? It's more just like a mid-round reaction when they get info on the double hut setup and G2 boost into Heaven to watch for the flank. So it's like G2 knew what was going on, and well, Ence kind of fed their way into it. Ooh, Nico crossing with a couple of taps. They will only get tags. Alu hits a shot onto Nexa, and Ence, they take Yard by storm, forcing their way into Garage. 2 kills, and all the control in the world.
Yeah, and at this point, G2, they're taking a gamble, right? They know that a round like this is won or lost by the risks you take. And so they decide to triple stack heavy down into B. Look at Ence, they're not even budging. They've got a player in garage, they've got outside control, they're holding for lobby aggression, and they're just waiting, anticipating that G2 are going to make a move to try and thin out some of these numbers. Alu should be the man that locks this entire round in, right? He's going up into Heaven. He's going to get the information that the A site is clear. And once that happens, you know, the nature of this gamble from G2 is just that if it does go A, they save, right? And if it goes B, they've got a chance. They've got 3 players there. With the smokes raining in, with Alu in Heaven, it will be this A play. Just the save call for the G2 squad, or at least the surviving members of it.
Yeah, very methodical. No way back in with the molly in the vents, and Alu even drops some from Heaven on the site. Now, they made the call to save. Will they be allowed it? Will they get away with it? It's not like Ence have the money to justify chasing, but could they run into G2 in this post plant? Dropping vent is a surefire way to do so, and I'm sure they know. Oh. But not interested, and rightly so. If you're Ence, you're focused on your own money, you're not thinking about G2s, you're just trying to build. And Doto's got a gun as well, grabbed from Nico. Yeah, that's the danger of the secret cross, right? Even if you have the best spawn, and you try and get into secret early from outside and not take the, you know, the safer way of dropping down ramp or even going through vent, then a silo player who's also taking their spawn and goes, you know, ROPS tier movement up there, they can catch you, they can see you on the cross, and you've got to win that fight. But you never know. Am I going to get peeked? Am I not? It's just random. So it's a hard one to hit. You don't want to be standing out in the open of the yard fighting a silo player who's not giving you a kill. That's exactly what happens. Oh, back outside. Hunter's here. Looking to put a stop to it on his own. Snappy's dropping main. There's nothing he can do but call it. And Nexa has no idea till it's too late already. Nico trades it. Hunter in an important position. D has nades out. Hunter needs to get this kill because otherwise he's going to get shot in the back of the head. Oh, he's letting them pass. There's one swinging round. D had trades. And that was the kill that had to come through first, but Hunter never knew. 3-on-3, Nico's still here and they know it. Dota may have heard it. Oh, D has taken him out of the round, and now, blink and you miss it, it's just Jax.
Yeah, left to right on the border of these lands. It's Handsome Jack back at the site, and he's dropped the bomb. Minute left on the clock. Now the bomb at his feet. With the swing again. It's Jax leaving it now down to the 1v1. The pressure is on for old mate Spinks. 10 bullets left, and not enough for Jax to make him count. 6 on the board for Ence. A damn good try from him.
If you had the AK, man. If you had the AK, hit the dink. First bullet, put Spinks on 20. Spinks fires right back with the headshot as well. God, great attempt from Jax. And again, like, I'm going to keep repping this guy. He has looked so refreshed coming in to this tournament, coming back into this team, right? Had some time to not only work on his English, but work on his gameplay as well. And right now the results are tangible. G2 looking for a third BO3 win in a row. But Ence at the cusp as well. Definitely been a bit of a dark horse inside of this group. 6-4, and more pistols here for G2. Should be another freebie. Ence, they're doing this every round. They go back outside late. They throw those smokes. G2 are just grouped up, stacked on the A site, but no matter where they are, it's what they got, and it's not a lot.
Outside smokes are in, and G2 being only pistols, they go to it like moths to a flame. Smoke in main, Molly to follow, and now the A-side push coming in. Amanek is cleared immediately, and these pistols, the chance of doing anything with them is out the window. Alu trying to pad these stats a little bit. Ence know they've got this seventh round locked in. And yeah, I think it is like this slow pace that Ence are playing is very frustrating to go up against, right? Because you would love it if they were a little faster to react to like getting these advantages, but instead they do a great job of just sitting and making G2 kind of fold under the pressure, right? They start to commit to peaks that maybe they wouldn't necessarily take if they weren't a man down, if they weren't looking to trade, and Ence are just reaping the reward of that. Also, these slow outside smokes, very, very hard to deal with. You know, like you can't just throw a molly on the back of a timing. They're coming in very, very late. So a lot of the time, you know, you're not in the right position to do so. And whenever we've seen players try and hold outside, they've often found some success early on that then very, very quickly tips back in favor of Ence. And then we have that classic stalemate of Ence just holding position and waiting.
Yeah, it's one thing throwing a molly out of spawn on red as a CT, but you can't stand there waiting for the smokes.
No, exactly, right? Like looking up at the sky, like, maybe in a minute.
Yeah, eventually. Oh, is this fast? They throw a lot of util early. Ence love, you know, faking things out right now. Spinks gets down vent. He does do it loud, though. That will be heard by G2. Do they enforce a rotate? Nexus here. Jax pushes ramp, but only for a bit. And yeah, G2 are getting a little obsessed with these outside smokes for good reason, right? That round they put 5 pistols out there. The round prior it was 3 rifles fighting it, and they almost won that out. Right now, things are changing. Things are different. Things are new. A vent drop is the plan for Ence, and they're going to try and meet Spinks down lower with these smokes eventually. Nectar has not moved a muscle. He's waiting for the plant if it is going to come through. There are the smokes. Do they go with it? No. Again, just faking and looking for this A site. How does Sphinx play into this round if they're just going to walk out top? It might not matter. There's barely any enforcement up here. There's only 2 players in position to stop this. Hunter in the hut. Amanek on an off angle. They jump into him, but he can't continue to spray, and Hunter gets cleared from the hut position. Ence double molly heaven, insult to injury. These lower rotates for good reason, right? All G2 saw in that round was a vent drop that they know happened, and then outside smokes that they can't contest. They have to drop. They have to rotate lower. Eco's still here outside, getting something done, but it's all over for G2. It's an 8th round for Ence. Some excellent calling. Like, again, I love the way they're playing with their food. Nexa can't re-aggress either to clear those secret smokes and to go, oh, there's no one behind red. And that's because of Spinks' position, because he's so deep anyway, and Nexa knew. He just had to wait for it. Ence playing with their food right now. 8-4. No matter the firepower on G2, they're getting outmaneuvered right now in the server. and pushing these pieces all over the chessboard wherever they want.
Yeah, man. I mean, it must feel like a lot to play against, you know, and like you say, it just feels like Ence have a lot up their sleeve, right? A lot that they're prepared to do, a very good understanding of when and where they've created space. I think that previous round being a great example. I think you did a stellar job of highlighting it, right? Spinks unable to, Nexa unable to push up and get any info outside as to whether or not those are fake smokes. That pulls the double rotation down to B. Nico sat back in CT, caring for any players going through garage, which is what Ence have done a lot, right, on this T side. And that doesn't happen either. Just that A play with the 2 kills coming in right away, and the round's decided. So Mirage might have been a battle of brawn in which G2 were leaps and bounds ahead of Ence. But here, where it's coming down to outmaneuvering your opponent, a battle of brains, Ence are running the board.
Yeah, these scoreboards aren't even that exciting. So many rounds not coming down to the kills. Back down the vent for Spinks, running fast with the bomb behind him. Oh no, Nexa, he does get the spot. He gets a warning, but only a second of reaction. He'll get the kill. His teammate's not trading him. Snappy's gone through the single doors to try and plant, and so Nexa can try and dance behind these smokes. It's gotten very weird, very awkward indeed. And Nexa could close this entire round if he found the kill before the plant. Even so, still in the smoke with a 5-on-3. What is happening right now? Snappy at the back of the site. Nexa, oh, he doesn't see him. He finally will, and that's the kill. Traded through the smoke. Hunter's in the vent. Diha's on his own. 1-on-4 for the ace. Surely no way he can even make this one close. They are about to poke him in the back. There's one, but no more. Nico trades, and yeah, fast into B, but I don't know if that was miscommunication or you're just hoping for the best. Like, they completely split up there. Spinks is trying to take ground towards double. Both his teammates go single. You know, Spinks doesn't die. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But the fact that he falls instantly gives Nexa a wormhole into that B bomb site, and he's able to cause so much chaos. 8-5. G2 still in this one. An important round to keep their money above breaking point. 2 left at the half. Ence even calling out attack timeout. Mate, they won this T side, but they still aren't happy. They're perfectionist, and they want a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got a very, very real potential at another 10-5 half in this series, right? With a kind of constant reoccurring theme. And hence, they don't want to let that opportunity just slip by. They're taking these last 2 rounds very, very seriously, knowing that it can make the difference between a one-sided game or a game that's close right off the bat in that second half. Outside smoke's going in immediately. Nico crossing behind them, getting set up with this orb. The flashes leave him blind, and so he's now forced to reposition, but spammed to death by Diha. That is a big opening kill to find. You catch Nico on his aggression. You've taken a big scalp out of the round for G2. Spinks is down B. He dropped the vent again, and Nexa is not aware of this. First man to rotate in, he's holding Decon, and Diha is not prepared for someone to uproot his existence at this B-bomb site. Now, Nex is a little bit weirded out by this. That felt a little too easy. Spinks could still look to trade this kill, but instead he's waiting in the control room down on B. This is giving Nexa room to potentially re-aggress up secret and catch this timing on Ence pushing into heaven and hell. He could uproot this round. Nexa, what's the timing going to be like? That's the big question here. Watching from heaven is Hunter. He's got this on lockdown. And now Nexa arrives, misses the timing onto Alu, but Hunter is still posted up, still holding on to this position. Alu's been able to get the bomb at least, and now sets his sight back towards the B side of the map, where Spinks is still lying in wait.
Amazing awareness from Hunter. He missed both awful timings. He peeked hell as they came around the corner, and then as he goes up the ladder, they walk below him. He checks again outside, he sees nothing, and still he's scared of hell. he had no reason to be, but found both kills into that B bomb site, which is where Ence were trying to get themselves from ramp. And now Alu has planted, getting up on top of the rafters as well. Quick flicks required. He sees both players. Spinks, who's been here all round long, and finally needs to make this one happen. They line up, but Hunter's too quick. 4 in the round, and G2 find a 6th. What a play from Hunter. He should have never have had those kills in hell. But all over it, on top of the board, and trying to pull this half back. G2 can make something of it after all.
Yeah, suddenly, right, 7-8 that is more than recoverable. Not what you wanted if you're Ence. This game was massively in your favor, and now right at the end of the half, G2 are there chomping at the bit to catch up. Spam from Nico doesn't find anything yet. Bit of utility raining in onto the hut roof. That could force now. No repositions today. G2 aren't playing it. Instead, double up on the rafters. One at CT vent. And a man in main. Lots of bodies in this A bomb site, but it's all a ruse. The utility goes in, they catch Jax getting aggressive at ramp, and now the B player's prime. Nico has left heaven and set himself up down here to try and hold on to the ramp room. He hasn't seen anyone get past yet, so this should be information that G2 have to work with. Regardless of that, Nexa is still down on B. He also hasn't seen anything yet. It's a double CT vent setup, so they deal with Amanek, and now they discount Hunter, who sprays him with a double. At least making this round a little more possible now. A 2-on-3. Nexa and Nico to round out the half. And Nexa down in these vents. Nico having to aggress in through the lobby on the AWP. He's elected to go for the Deagle instead. A kill here could help open up the round. Nexa not in a good spot to get out of this position. So you needed Nico to find something there, and with that not happening, Nexa's left just to creep up the vents and into the crosshairs. 9-6 to close out that first half. Close game at the end of that first half of play, but there's only room for one winner.
Screw this. But it's allowed. I'm in orbit.
Mate, I had a nice there. Blind bump. No way. Oh, he's jumping into it? What? Oh, Ravina's in the zone. I might go for it. Oh, it's not really in the zone. Secondary Ravina's in the zone.
Yeah, you can call it baby Ravine.
Okay, I'm heading.
Oh. Dude, I'm in orbit right now.
Okay, I'm going for a crazy plate.
Scout was still over there, right?
Inside the building you're next to, by the way. Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Oh, I do see a guy over there. I'm going over for that guy. This is spicy, this. Oh.
Looking at me. I knocked him once.
9-6 at the half, and Ence are in control, but there's no safety in this CT side as G2 now take the reins and gets a lead by design in the second half. This game has been a banger. We've had two dominant maps, and now we finally have a bit of a contest between these two rosters. European mixes are all the meta right now. Let's see who's going to be taking the crown of this group. It's an important game, especially for G2, who are so far flawless, looking to keep that up, but they're down by 3. Fast in the ramp in this pistol round. It's not everyone, though, and it's a bit of a ruse. They're trying to force lower rotates. They've done that, dropping down the vent, and even the ramp player retreats as well. It's an A play. Doto pushed off the hop of the Molotov. It's good for nothing with the Julies. Diha gets one, and Tat is Alu out as Diha comes through the smoke with Spix. They'll all both fall. Yeah, eventually. There's the trade from Snappy in lobby, late from the ramp, and into a one-on-one. Nexa is destroying right now, and he's going to instantly peek in. 4 kills off the Glock. G2 back on the board.
Yeah, I like that. Nexa getting in your face, right? Had a great pistol round to begin it. 3 quick kills from him. And then just swinging onto that 4th man.
They almost stopped the plant. That could have caused something happening, but not today. A nice little ruse as well. We see that occasionally, like showing some face towards ramp, but then everyone panic rotates, and then you just go back to A site. Good to do against like a new team where the communication definitely is going to be a little bit scrambled for Ence, right? A lot of different nationalities in this roster. Ooh. So Ence panic. And it will cost them a round, an important one at that. They're going to try and bounce back with a force. Double ramp setup, Alu with a scout getting tagged. They're going to push on this fade. Amanek's holding, and he is joined by 2 more. Oh, they reset. Good idea. It was about to all explode into ramp, and it could have gone very badly for Ence. Instead, this double setup could be dangerous. Instead, Snappy baiting for Diho, who is not checked, but he only gets 1, and Jax follows up with a key entry. Kills Alu. Oh no, Sphinx rather, missing everything. It's not a USP, or he may have hit the headshots. Snappy gets 1. Doto's down B already with a chance.
Oh yeah, the Deagle good for 1 up close. He's trying to reach the AK, but he can't quite get his hands on it. Still, Spinks has got it into the 1v1. Trade onto Nico, leaves him now just with Hunter from the Kovac clan to try and upset. Swings the doors again and now pushes through. Bit of a mind game here between Hunter and Spinks. Oh, he gives up the angle and starts to rotate away, believing that this is coming back in towards this A site. Hunter moved all the way through the vent, is now going up as well. Spinks, he's behind you. Hunter sneaking on in through the heavens, but he's got to focus on getting the bomb down. Nasty surprise. And there's no time for the plant. By just staying alive, Spinks has done it. He's won the round for Ence. And even though he dies to the hands of Hunter, the round is already locked in. What a weird way for that to pan out.
Remember how that round started, man? It was a whiffs for Sphinx on the ramp flank. He had like 2 players in front of him. He completely whiffed. And then he just stays alive. Hunter, by the way, he's not chasing Sphinx. He doesn't know where Sphinx is. He thinks he's gone back to decom. Sphinx thinks Hunter's gone ramp to heaven to A. And then Hunter eventually has to make noise. And Sphinx is just, oh, he's here. Okay, I'll take this one. I'll run right away. That's a very weird round, and it's a force buy that Ence pick up somehow, 10-7, and G2 immediately put back on the back foot. Retreating is Hunter. And I can't believe that round panned out like that. Freebie bomb site, never to know. Hunter gone early in this one. Snappy drops a molly, they've got to go through it. 2 of them do, 2 of them don't. Snappy, oh, he gets mowed down, mauled in the ramp room. G2 with a path to B. Doto's already on rotation though. Can he stop the plant or at least delay it? Amanek got to clear the corner. He does, but it doesn't matter. And now Doto has support. Door gets swung, and he gets hung out to dry by Nico. Nexa as well with a pistol, and maybe there's a chance here. Nico's hit a Deeg. It's all on Sphinx again in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, this time time's not in his favor though. Back of the site, the flick to Nico is good. And so now down to the 1v1, and Nexa tagged up earlier on by Spinks, and now all that's left to do is finish the job. The bomb is planted for Decon, and with double open, it's a world of problems for Spinks. He doesn't know where Nexa is. Tapping on that bomb, he needs to be ready for the peek from Decon, and he's just sticking it the full 10 seconds. Nexa! Oh no, the famous G2 quirk shows its head once again.
No, 10 seconds.
Just the full 10-second stick from Spinks. And Nexa lets it happen right before his very eyes.
The worst part about that is, like, you know, Spinks, that's a one position he went, fine, I'll just not check it, I'll just gamble. He's either double or he's window. He's not single, I won't even consider it, I'll just stick the bomb. Surely after like 8 seconds of silence, you're like, maybe I should peek. But Nexa, he holds his own, he tries to call the bluff, and the bluff calls him. That was G2's round. Bread and, well, born and bred rather. I was going to say bread and buttered, but that doesn't really make any sense either way. Ence have their stomachs full and their bank accounts as well. G2 not quite as fortunate. Eagles only. A solo P250. And a bucket full of tears at how this half has started. I just can't believe. I don't think I've seen a 10-second stick in a one-on-one in a while, we'll say. Especially with someone so close. Like, next, all you need to do is shoot, open the door, anything. But hands off the keyboard. The keyboard hands, Ence around. Alu. Oh, they're never going to be ready for him so far up.
Oh, don't want to feed the beast too much, though. Alu will swing out, and that nade could be juicy. Instead, not too much damage, and Nexa might be blind still. Good for the kill. So, man down for Ence. Trying to regain some outside control, and Spinks has been dispatched to leave it in a 3-on-3 at least. An M4 retrieved in the hands of Nexa now. Grouping up back here in main. The CT vent and this site crossfire, this is a pretty brutal crossfire to try and get past. As they go to clear that vent, Spinks peaks, times it to perfection with Doto. And so Ence, they recover it, 12-7.
I gotta say, Spinks, where's he been hiding this talent, man? Like such a new player to this level, and he has just been unbelievable today. And in all of Ence's games,
yeah, I'm pretty sure he has been the top performer in every Ence game that's happened so far. So, or at least every victory they've grabbed.
Diamond in the rough, man. Incredible. And great to see. More talent on the world stage. Okay, right. 12-7. Important rifle round now for G2. It's their first buy. They've been dealt a hard hand with the economy, going the way it has been with these forces. Flashed out. Same smokes that we saw Ence use in that T side a lot, but they fade. And Alu finally sees what he's waiting for. A couple of Ts walking their way. Flashed off though. Can they get into main with that timing? They're going to give it a go. Alu, oh, the molly comes in, the call is made, he at least communicates it, he can't stop it, but Doto can with a couple of headshots. Any more? Where that came from, Doto doing it all, and he's being spammed by the creep, but it won't make a damn difference as Nico is trapped in a 1-on-4.
Oh, the nade adding insult to injury. Doto goes on a tear. Ence on to 13 and no money left for G2. It's another one of these games where, you know, as we get into the crunch time, it really is falling back onto the money. And with it not being there for G2, with them being at such a deficit now as well, odds of victory are looking slim for G2. It's going to take something pretty monstrous if they want to get back into this game. Not an AWP in sight. Good round to not have one in though. And this this AUG ramp is good for the opener. This is two teammates have sold the B fake. But this all hinges on Doto. Oh, no. Little trickster Doto not sniffing out the bomb ahead of time. Will he check the close angle? He will. And there's the bomb now dropped. The B fake, even though it's found a kill, now needs to go back and get that bomb from the clutches of Ence, which is a pretty rough spot to be in. I don't think you could have picked a worse place to lose this bomb.
Yeah, imagine if it fell down the ladder. That was very close to happening. Nexa could have grabbed it and scarped it away, but Doto's now got Dominion over the package. This angle's so hard to deal with as well. He's tucked in, very open to A side, but no one's there to stop him. Only one player can play Heaven. Alu can't get boosted. He's sat hot roof. Oh, Doto falls off. He gives up the package, but there's no time. 15 seconds, they got to grab it. They have to plant A if they want to win the round, and he's there to stop it. Flash high, and yeah, it's done. There's nothing Nexa can do. They have to feed him, and they won't. They peek together, and Ence find 14-7. This is a dominant win. And if they can keep it going, if they can send it over the line without G2 finding anything, that would be a statement victory for Ence. The diamond hands of Natu. Ence stonks through the roof. Who doesn't love a meme stock? It's great. It's working wonders. 14-7. Do or die for G2. Their final buy round up against match point.
Look at all these smokes. There's so many outside. Alu's got no vision, and just deleted over the top of it by Nico with the Krieg. Now there's a big gap in between these smokes. D is trying to avoid it, but there's no avoiding that wrap from Hunter. Someone would have to go very, very awry in a round like this for it to slip away from you if you're G2. A 5-on-3 and all the pressure on the shoulders of Ence right now. They've slowed right down, similar to what we saw from Ence on their T side, right? When you get into these 5-on-3s, the most important thing now is to just sit back, know the pressure is on your opponent, right? You look at the real estate that G2 have, nothing that would give them a bomb plant as a guarantee. And so every one of these corners, every little unchecked nook and cranny could have someone lurking in it that you don't want to run into. So they know the pressure's on Ence. They wait and see if this re-aggression comes through. And now that it hasn't, they try to regroup and head into main. But that bomb gets spotted, and it's into a 2-on-3. Doto's hit a bit of a timing here on this secret flank as well. Hunter is a free kill, but Doto plays the trigger discipline, trying to get a little bit closer before he executes Hunter. Now the 1v2 on the cards. Nexa up close, doesn't want to give this kill away. There's that swing. The bomb is now planted, time ticking against Doto and relegated into main. He's trapped. A sight and CT vent crossfire, a rough crossfire to try and navigate. And G2, correctly so, just aren't giving Doto the kill to get him into this round.
Yeah, as soon as Nexa makes contact, Jax will swing, so Doto needs to be covered from the site, and he does play it well, right? Backing behind the vent, but in doing so, his aim's all over the place, and Nexa's going to get the kill. Yeah, I mean, if you're Dota, you know exactly what they're doing there. You had Nexa trapped from the get-go, but it wasn't very winnable after all. And G2, whew, sigh of relief, still in this series. That round decided everything. That would have just been them out of the half with nothing to say. But now they get to float somewhat more in this matchup. And Ence rather broke. And so that carves a path for G2 in this T side after all. D has pushed up outside. If they can break right back, that could be humiliating for G2. This should be their freest round yet. Oh, on top of red, D catches Hunter falling into main. And now outside players that D is going to try and deal with as well. Can he get another? No. Almost finishes the spray onto Jax. And Ence, I mean, this is the round where you just kind of let yourself off the leash, start to play aggro. And so they're doing so towards the door. Doto looking for a pick. Snappy. Oh, that's a dirty D dropping the bomb. Will this flank come in through the lobby? It's a great time for it. Spinks is pushed in. Amanek is now on his own, on an island, turning back into the FAMAS, but a great kill from him. Doto can now try and keep this position alive with the bomb trapped. If it goes out through ramp, there's almost nothing Ence can do. So Alu wants to go and look at it, but he's got so much work to do outside right now. Instead, this flank isn't coming through, and Amanek is waiting for Alu to make the mistake.
Oh, Alu, don't. Yeah, that was all looking a little too good to be true for Alu. The old saying is, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
I would have loved to see Doto and Spinks push door together. They were set up, like they could have won this round off of trading Spinks' death. If Doto repeaks, kills Alu, oh no, sorry, kills Amanek, they have the bomb and everyone else is outside. That would have been a great position for Ence, but they decide against it. Still winnable. Doto's got to do it on his own. There's Nico gone. Heaven drop. One more wide up in the rafters. Jax is great again. Great ground. Wallbang for Doto. Didn't matter last time, but this time it does some damage. Jax is still the unknown quantity here. And so Amanek needs to stay alive. Ence with no kit. They've got to go soon.
Yeah, both these players are so low for G2. If only Ence knew this. Might be a little more gung-ho in the entries. There's the first, but Jax now needs to win this entire round, and they've set him up perfectly to do exactly that. Jax with the tap, and the double up is in. The 1v2 played to perfection. The trigger discipline, the gonads to just not take that first kill when it's presented, and to just hope that they never check you, which they don't.
Yeah, if he takes that first shot when he gets it, he definitely gets traded there on 20 health. That's a really smart play from Jax. Bombs for Heaven. Why would they think he's anywhere else? And he gained that ground so early. He was out there before Amanek was even planting. So deep. And G2, man, they survived the force buy. That was Ence's ticket to a closed series. Now they've actually got to really fight for it. The scoreline may look more dominant than any of the other... well, it may look dominant, but it's really not, right? Like, G2 are double digits essentially already with this eco coming through. It's only USPs on the most part. And then you're just trading, you know, gun rounds with anti-ecos until you can close if you're Ence. Oh, they're getting swept aside. And it's flawless. Easy does it. G2 makes some money on the top, and now 10-14. This game is not done.
Not by a long margin if G2 can keep this up. Gonna be lacking the AWP on Alu again, as it is just these rifles brought into the fray. With a lot of SMGs still in the hands of G2 after that round, they decide to keep them in this one. That might force you to play a little faster here. Hunter trying to drop down to the top of main, does live to tell the tale. Jax is lost in the meantime. The attempt to get out fast into A is denied by Spinks and Alu, who uproot the A side attempt. And fine 15 for Ence. The decision to keep those SMGs comes back to haunt G2. They try to go fast into A. And Spinks has been holding down that site all first half, or sorry, all second half long.
Yeah, you know, G2 had the money to upgrade, but I don't think that was really the incentive, right? They wanted the speed, and it was a change of pace that hadn't been done yet. What a mow down, though. 4 alive for Ence. Now 1 round out of 5 they must find to close this best of 3. Bombs back in spawn. G2 are defaulting. Might even go back to late outside smokes as well. We saw the Ence really fall back into that. A lot of these T-side rounds. Nico's clearing close corners in the yard. Double ramp. Dika sees nothing. Doesn't know about Nico. And there are those smokes getting lined up after all. Question is if anyone commits behind them or if they are just ruse smokes again, just trying to ruffle the feathers of Ence. Even if that happens, Nico misses the timing. Diha, what a play. He has just swung the red smokes. Now he's telling his team, watch your bomb site. Watch out, because here come G2.
Oh, yeah, this information is huge. That utility's now going in. They're more than ready for it on the side of Ence. They've just got to hold the line. It's easier said than done, but D here and Spinks are making it happen. One survivor is Jax out in the open, and now it's only Nexa. 1v5 to try to deny the victory. It's not looking good, but it is looking like an Ence series after all. Nexa clutching at straws, hoping that anything is given to him. And it doesn't happen. Diha locking in the victory. Ence, they take down G2 2-1. And on Nuke, on that CT side, outside of a few that got away, they managed to leave it with their heads held high. Ence 2-1 over G2.
I pick my teammates up when they fall, and if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Just call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us the law. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here,
They'll turn their talent towards A. They can come up the ramp. Molly to triple. One player in the sight. He's dead.
Fatality.
Fatality.
Starting out good.
Nope. Uh-oh.
Oh, bit of a miss. Oh, great shot.
Oh my god. Oh. You hit the most insane shots, and you couldn't hit these one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it is being an AWP.
An ocean of fire in front of them. Device has had a really rough game. Flashed, he's going to get that shot. And that has to feel a little bit going out middle of the air to take down Alex. And now they're pushing. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He takes every single
That's
one.
how easy it is to be an AWP.
Okay, let's go, boys. We can do this.
Let's go, heroic!
Why are you not throwing the flashes?
Amazing grenades. Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
No, and the real glaives come in with the
There,
tree.
he's coming in.
Okay, one more try. I'll get them. Let's fucking dominate them.
You will have a hard time, guys.
What?
What? Down. Nice, good job, down.
Okay, we got him now.
Cheater bot, altså. Flash for me, bro.
It's out. It's out. Apps. Nice. One
He's
slow.
on the balcony. Jesus, on the balcony.
Flash him, bro.
I have used both my flash.
Kadian? Oh my god, Kadian. You're not listening to the info.
It's Teases versus Dupree.
You can't beat us, guys. You just can't beat us.
Okay, one more. I have good idea.
Okay, it's easy now. Look, we will beat them now.
Oh my god.
Ej, for satan, jeg er blind. Men prøv at se, sådan der, ikke? Så det er helt fucked. One shot af ham der.
It's AVP. Yes, stupid with the
It was
ace.
zooming at your head. Let's triple nade, guys. Rush and triple nade.
Yeah.
Okay, and then flash from me in front of new box, okay?
This is the new tactic.
AG.
Flash.
Not flashing. I'm flashing now. Well.
Oh my god, I'm so guns blind.
Oh, nice. Oh my god.
I had no idea how I died.
Well, it really did all fall apart there at the very end for G2. They couldn't hold on. They couldn't take nuke, and ultimately they do lose the series, taking their first L, not only here in the Pro League, but as a lineup. And I have Yanko here to help defend honor. What's up?
Isn't this like typical G2? They just give you, you get your hopes up. They start 2-0. They beat Vitality, the highest ranked